väga hea meel teid kõiki siin täna hommikul näha. Ja te olete siis osalemas ühel väga erilisel üritusel selles mõttes, et see nüüd siis Eestis esimene selline suurem üritus, mis puudutab siis Auvoria Prime'i ja valuuta kauplemisega endal siis pensionifondi loomist. Ja siin mõned päevad tagasi ma mõtlesin, et huvitav, et palju siis lõpuks inimesi üldse tuleb, sellepärast et väljas on väga ilus ilm. Et kui palju on siis neid inimesi, kes päriselt tahavad enda elus näha mingisugust muutust, tahavad mingisugust unistuse, mille poole nad püüdlevad, et nad ka reaalselt võtavad selleks midagi ette. Et selles suhtes suur tänu teile, et te olete need inimesed, kes tahavad, et enda elus oleks midagi enamat, kui teil praegu on. Kiirelt käime siis üle programmi. Programm koosneb siis 2 erinevast plokist. Esimeses pooles siis räägime rohkem sellest, mida Auvoria Prime teeb, mida ta on teinud, mida ta saab inimestele pakkuda. Ja siis loomulikult räägime ka rahahaldusest. Isiklik rahahaldus on selline väga oluline teema, sest et sealt hakkab tegelikult kõik pihta. Kui sul ei ole kapitali, mida investeerida, siis ei olegi midagi teha. Ja siis pärastlõunal räägime siis sellest, kuidas Auvoria Prime üldse alguse sai ja räägime sellest, kuidas luua endale näiteks investeerimisplaan, sellepärast et lihtsalt teha rööprähklemist ilma igasuguse süstemaatilisuseta on võib-olla lõpuks jõuad sinna välja, kuhu saad jõuda, aga see võtab lihtsalt nii palju rohkem aega. Ja loomulikult ka mul on hea meel selle üle, et Auvoria omanik on täna siin, lendas Ameerikasse kohale. Temal isiklikult on üle 170 000 oma raha investeeritud enda samade kauplemisrobotitega. Ja tema lugu siis kuulete ka pärastlõunal. Siis järgmine, meie esimene külaline on Davor, kes siis on Auvoria Prime'i Euroopa direktor ja tema on siis olnud selles valdkonnas tegev tegelikult juba väga pikalt. Ta on näinud kõiki erinevaid ettevõtteid, ta on näinud kõiki erinevaid roboteid ja minu jaoks isiklikult on see väga suur au, et ta otsustas jääda Auvoria Prime'i juurde. Ta on siis teinud koolitusi, ta on koolitanud inimesi 75 erinevas riigis ja üle 400 000 inimese siis, keda ta on koolitanud. Ta on teinud koostööd ka Tony Robbinsi korraldusmeeskonnaga ja tema siis on inimene minu jaoks isiklikult, kellega mina läheksin iga kell luurele või lahingusse. Mulle meeldib see, et ta on hästi konkreetne, hästi otsekohene ja selline hästi no bullshit inimene. Täpselt selline inimene, nagu mulle meeldib ja nagu ka enamus inimestele siis meeldib, et kui midagi valesti, siis ta ütleb seda. Et siis teeme aplausi Davorile.
Thank you, Jaak. Well, today we're going to talk about money. Do you guys like to talk about money? Or it's a taboo topic in Estonia? You like to talk about money? All right. So before we kick it off, I want to tell you all, I'm very glad and satisfied to be here. Thank you, Jaak, for having us here, for inviting us. I'm first time visiting Estonia. I like the town. He even let me use his motorcycle last night to ride around the city. So I enjoyed it very much. But as I wanted to start with this is that we have to be aware that as in everything in life, there's also risk involved when we are talking about money. So just want to be aware of that. Not going to go through this like when they get these advertisements between the movie and some apotheke or doctors. So you can take a picture of this, but always have in mind at any investment involved, there's always risk involved. All right, so why are we here today? Why did you come here today? I always like to talk with people to participate. So what was the reason you came here today? You're trading already. Perfect. All right, you? New for you? All right. All right, of course. Thank you. So I think that maybe some of you would say, oh, I had better things to do, because these empty spots are thinking about, all right, some people had something better to do. But the one thing that you will get today is the information. We are here to get the information, to learn something new. Maybe you already know something. He's trading, but I'm 100% sure that he will learn something new. Here's why. I knew stuff about trading, but when I heard about this, it was like, wow, is this really possible? So I want you guys to pay attention. That's why Jaak gave you all notes. Note takers are money makers. You know that? All right. Okay. So we are here to show you how to use advanced technology and trends to create financial freedom. So how are we going to do that? You all use some kind of technology, right? You don't use post office to send text messages. You use a mobile phone. That's technology. You use washing machine, which knows which clothes is black, which is white, which is like, you know, different colors, right? You use, last week we were in Sweden, we were visiting our friend. He uses lawnmowers. So there's like 3 robots mowing his lawn, you know, his grass. He's not doing it by himself. So technology can make life easier for us. Some people are afraid of technology advancement, and they will, I hardly say that, but you know, it's true. They will be left behind. That's the fact. We are living in a world that is constantly evolving and developing very fast. If you look at the car industry, from Golf 1 to Golf 2, it took 10 years, right? Now, every year, a new model coming out, popping. There's more cars than ever before because technology can do them faster. So today, we will learn how to use technology in our advancement, not to do things by ourselves and waste our time and money, but to use technology to work for us. I have a very good case. It says like, time is money. You know that saying? Because it is. Time equals money. If you, what everybody else does in the world, they sell their time for money, right? It's called job. You know that? Somebody works in job? But some do, right? So it's selling your time, exchanging your time for money. That's value for value. Because money is value. With that value, you go what? Pay for the mortgage, buy food, buy drinks, have fun. If you have enough money to have fun. Sometimes it's hardly to have fun because you can only do the necessities, right? So today we're going to talk about how to get further from that. Why should you think even about that? So because we all have a problem. And I'll be addressing that problem. This is a problem you all and me have in this room. Everyone in this room has this problem, but luckily we have a solution for that problem. And by end of this seminar today event, you will see what can be your role in it, not what must be your role. I don't know if you're going to decide if it's for you, if it's not. We're not here to sell you anything. We're here to teach you what's going on in the world and how you can make things easier. It's up to you by the end of it. Will you understand it or not? Because I figured out that there's only 3 reasons why people don't start with us. First reason is that they didn't understand. Second reason is that they didn't understand. You know what's the third reason? Well, they didn't understand. Yeah. So the problem is inflation. You know what inflation is, right? You all know. Everybody knows? All right, great. Did you know that inflation in Estonia last year was 17.9% declared by your statistics department? That's declared. Do you know that it's more? They never say the right numbers. They always say lower numbers. For this year, already 4.3%. So the inflation is this bucket. Your money is going all around, and value of goods and products is increasing. But let me ask you this. Did your salaries in Estonia grow by this last year? Heck no, right? So how do we solve this problem? This is a problem. In Croatia, they said it was 13.9, but we had euro last year in Croatia from 1st of January. You know how much prices went up? 100 to 150%. That's how much big inflation was Croatia. And our government was bragging about, oh, we increased salaries by 3.5%. I'm like, guys, this is not to brag about. It's like, you should be sorry of yourselves because it's ruining standard of people. And what people need to do? Find second job. Find multiple sources of income because one income is not enough anymore. It was 20, 30 years ago when inflation was 2% per year. Right now, this ain't enough. We have to figure out how to make more than this. So if your money is sitting in the bank or home in a sock or in a safe, it's losing value by 18%, almost 20%. Fifth of your money is gone in value. So let me draw it. So this is money value, this is time. And with inflation, your money in a year goes like this and should be like this, at least, right? So this is a gap of minus in percentage of your value. This is a gap. What you want to do with your money, you want it to grow, right? Do you? You do, right? I don't know. Maybe somebody likes this. I don't know, guys. So what is the solution to make things go up? The solution is to get that money working for you while you do something else. While you do passive income, the money you have earned needs to make another money. Money needs to go to work. It's called passive income. The money needs to work for itself. This is where we come in, we come in place, and we're going to talk about how to beat it. Because you came here with inflation, you're going to leave this room today with inflation, and you're stuck with it. There's no way you can get rid of it. The only way you can beat it is to make your money work for you, without you including your time to work. That's another part of the income. That's called active income. We have active and passive, right? Two incomes. You need to have both. So our goal as a community and a company is to help in the next few years over 1 million people to reach some kind of passive income, at least 500 euros monthly. So what's the average income in Estonia?
It's like
Monthly?
1,600, I believe.
1,600, all right. So do you believe that 500 euros extra would help in your home budget? Of course. Somebody says no. How about 2,000? That would help, huh? Right, that's possible. We said at least. Do you know that there's a statistics in USA that says if that 64% of marriages would have been saved if there was only $500 more in a monthly home budget? When there's no money, people argue. When there's no money, it's financial stress. It's the biggest kind of stress that people can experience, financial stress. I bankrupt 2 times. I know how it is. It hurts from the bottom to the top. Everything is stressful because you're in constant cramp. How to get more, how to get more. Because you need to pay bills, right? It's not for free. Living is not for free. So if only 500 euros more is your income, that can help a lot. But you can get a lot more with us. Because if you go to your employee and say, hey, I want an increase on my 1,500 or my 2,000, I want an increase of 500 euros. What will they tell you? Door's there, right? Door's there because somebody else can come work. In Croatia, well, we have Volt delivery. All Croatians were delivering Volt. You know what happened? They asked for more. You know what happened after that? Oh, there's people from India that can come work for 700 euros. We'll pack 20 of them in one house for 1,000 euros. And you're out of job. Go to Ireland. Find another job. This is what happened in the last 1 year in Croatia. So we are finding a way, we have a way to help people maintain that, have additional income. And we found out that we can do this through the 3 fastest developing industries and biggest growing industries in the world. First of them is trading, and then artificial intelligence, and then affiliate marketing. Artificial intelligence is making the biggest impact and shift in the world than internet has done. It will make in the next 5 years the biggest change in humanity than internet and any other technology did for us. If you follow things, or if you don't, you should be following what's going on in the world with artificial intelligence. And we were figuring out how can we have this kind of technology to work for us. So I'll talk a little bit about it. But before I go into this, I want to ask you, what would be perfect opportunity for you? life opportunity for me is this. Because or ask yourselves, flexible working hours to not be in a shift, let's say 9 to 5 or 7 to 3 or whatever it is out here. Sometimes it's 10 hours and get paid for 8 hours, at least in Croatia. No income limit. So if you want more, that you can make more. If you know that you have some expenses coming in the next month or 2 months, that you know exactly how you can make more. And if you have a job, you can't make more, right? You need to go to the bank and take a loan and pay it off with the same income you have. And then you raise the ladder of debt. And then suddenly, you're all stretched out from month to month in a euro. And so like starting to ask yourself, what will I do to make more? Because the system is pushing you. Passive income, more time for yourself, and geographic independence. That you can literally work and make money from anywhere in the world. Thank God we have internet today. And smartphones. They say if your smartphone is not making you money, it's not that smart. All right, so why should we have multiple sources of income? Because, as Warren Buffett said, never depend on one single income. Create more. We should all have multiple sources of income because this is what top 5% of people, richest people in the world do. They leverage time and money to create money, to make money work for them. There's a saying from Warren Buffett, and it always reminds me every day. And it says like, if you don't find a way to make money in your sleep, you will work until you die. That's why system is created to work 40 hours per week, 40 years, for 40% of your income. And that's the biggest scam I know currently in the world. Do you agree with that? Isn't it hard to work 40 years in your life, and statistics say that only 13 years we live from the day we retire? So you have to work 40 years to be retired for 13 years, and you can't enjoy the money you made because it's 40% of what you are making. So we need to figure out the solution for a better way. And we have that, active, passive, residual income. We need to create all of those for ourselves to make it, to beat the inflation and to make it there. So AI technology, how it will impact our lives. So let me go here so I can see like a little bit better. Replaced, like in the future, in the next 10 years, this is the jobs that will be replaced by robots and artificial intelligence. Mail carrier. Last year I was in Miami, so suddenly I see some box. Go right like that. I'm like, what was that? He's like, oh, that's the mailman. What do you mean that's the mailman? Some box. Like, yeah, it's FedEx box. FedEx is a box on wheels, drone on wheels, has big antenna. It just goes around the city and delivers mail in the buildings. Concierge takes the mail out and the robot takes off. Programmed to go from building to building. One mailman less. And it's way faster. Yeah? Logging worker, drill press operator, jewelers, farm labor, insurance underwriter. I've seen cleaners on the airports. So like Heathrow Airports has a robot cleaners. They go around the airport and clean. A lot of stuff. Security guard. A robot as a security guard on the airport, I think in, I don't know, New York. I think it was there. So it is replacing many people. But how can we use advantage of that? We were thinking about how to use advantage, so we connected this technology with the biggest financial markets in the world, because I think, and I know, and I have experienced that the best way to make money is where the biggest players are making money. Would you agree with this? Would you agree that where banks and hedge funds are making money, that it's a place to make money? Yes. Or go to work? Huh? This one first, right? Makes sense, right? So we have leveraged artificial intelligence, and we are leveraging the power of financial markets. Have you ever heard of foreign exchange? I know he has.
I have.
Yeah. So it's nothing else but exchanging one country currency for another country currency. And if you go to your exchange office and want to exchange euro for USD, you're going to pay some small fee, right? Exchange rate. And there's like 0.1 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We all look at first 2 points, right? But nobody looks at the last couple of points. This is where the money is made. And this, where this market is making 7.5 trillion daily volume. You all know about Wall Street? You do? All right. 24 billion per day. This is 7,500 billion per day. This is the biggest market, the most liquid market. Everybody is in it. Every company that you are using, wearing, is on the Forex market. Why? Because BMW in USA sells cars in what currency?
Dollars.
US dollars. Where is the BMW from? What kind of currency they need to send there? Euro. What they need to do? Exchange a couple of millions of dollars every month to send to Germany for franchise. McDonald's? You have McDonald's here? You do?
Yes.
Guess what? It's sending euros to USD in the USA. And it's all over the world. So meaning Forex exists for 50 years. It cannot go away. It cannot crash. There's only one way it can be gone. You know what? What's that way? No, we get hit by a meteor, but then nothing else cares then. If a giant rock hits us, that's the only way it can vanish. There's not a way, because they need to exchange money. The whole world participates in this. Banks participate in this with whose money?
Our money.
Your money. How much does a bank offer monthly? Annually. They don't offer monthly, nothing. Annually in Estonia.
3-4%.
3 to 4%. Even less. Croatia, 1%. So, know this. Banks make annually between 40 and 60% of your money. And when they say, we will offer you 2, 3, if you put money in our fund, that's like 4, 5%. 6 is risky. It's really risky. You can lose the money. And they do a contract that they know that you will not raise this money for 1 year. So they're happy to give you this. You know why? Because they will make 60% on that money and they will give you 5%. Is that stealing? Yes, it is. But do someone, like most of people, do not know better. They say, well, it's safe in the bank. Well, it's not. It's not safe in the bank. Last year, a couple of top banks dissolved, crashed. If we would all now go to your bank, all customers of one bank, and ask for the money, bank is gone. They don't have the money. The money is invested. So 90% of the money that actually people deposit in the bank is out in the investments, in the loans and in the markets, stocks, bonds, Forex market, stuff like that. This is where they make money off of your money, but they don't give you money. So my question is, would you rather make money on your money, or you're gonna still let the bank make money on your money? That's up to you. But they will still continue to do that for all of those who don't have this information today. You're the first group today here, like this time here, that's hearing for this information. You are among the first ones. It works 24 hours, 5 days a week. It's global. All you need is a mobile phone. Before, like 15 years ago, you needed to have $1 million to enter the Forex market. Today, couple hundred dollars and you can enter. So, but here's the statistics. Everybody thinks that they can be the next genius in this, and they lose 90% of their money in first 90 days. Why is that? Greed, yes. Risk too much.
Ignorance.
Greed, emotions, stuff like that. I'm going to show you one video. It's going to be a very funny video, all right? Sorry. Before that, this is the reason why most fail. I failed the most with this. I started making money in Forex, and then I thought, all right, I'm along 2 or 3 years into this. I think I have figured it out and tried it by myself. I said, like, all right, I have technology working for me, but I think I can make more. And I started trading by myself. You know how it ended? I lost 120 something thousand euros. with my emotions and my too confidence, because US 30 in gold. Because I overexposed my account. I pushed it too much. Well, technology will never do that unless you make it to do it. That's the difference, because human can make a mistake. That kind of technology, what we are having and using, cannot make that kind of mistake. That's the big difference. And that's why we turn the statistics on the head. That us, more people are making money. So I want to show you a video of this guy.
I stock, but then it started going down. But then it started going up, so I bought it again. But then it started going down again. But then it just kept going down, so I sold it again. But then it started going up again, but I thought it would start going down again, so I didn't buy it again. But then it kept going up, so I bought it again, and then it started going down again. But I thought it would start going up again, so I bought more of it. But then it kept going down, so I sold it again, and then it started going up again.
And a lot of people are like this. I see many of people coming like this. I was like that. I'm like, all right, why is it going up? I'll sell it. Then starts going up again. So I was like this. And I said, I don't want to be Mr. Trader anymore. You know why? Because there's an easier way. Without me including these emotions, this emotional roller coaster that, can trick you all the time. Especially like if you're trading gold, it can go a long way up or down. So, especially this year. This year we had some of the biggest shifts in the market and some instruments hitting all-time high ever in the history, some like in the last 30, 40 years. So this year was writing a history in the financial markets, the Forex market. So a lot of people have been on the wrong side of the market and lost all of their money because of the greed, too much exposure, and all this stuff. And especially trading like this guy. So what if there was an easier way? You would like to hear an easier way. You would like to use an easier way. Would you? I would, and I use it. I use technology to trade for me. Algorithms created by professional traders, but they put the discipline in this. And it's a software that can trade for you, that can do all the work that professional trader does for you and instead of you. And the advantage of this is that it works 24 hours, 5 days a week. Market is closed during weekends. So human cannot do it. We need to sleep. We need to have rest. We need to maybe go to work. Works without emotion. Wins again. Precise and optimized. It constantly gets optimized and updated according to the market situation from our developers. You don't need to study the market. Why would you learn to trade by yourself when a software can do all these things for you? Right now, room next to us, there's a trading seminar when some guy is teaching people how to trade. Guess what? I paid 3,800 euros in 2019, went in London, spent another 2,000 euros because it's everything expensive there, to be taught from some guy who is 18 years in trading, has his hedge fund. Obviously, guy is making money, but all he taught us was basic strategies that you can learn online for free. Guess what? Nobody learned to trade. We just spent 5,000 euros. And it's happening all around the world. And I'm 100% sure that everybody who went there will not learn how to trade just from one seminar. But if you get the software plugged in, it knows how to trade immediately. You can be profitable from the very first day in the market. Learning how to trade, did you learn from the first day? First week? First month? Hell no. I'm in the markets for 5 years. I still don't know how to be consistently profitable. That's the biggest difference. I'm not ready to spend another 5 years to figure it out. I want the easier way, technology to work for me. You don't need to learn to trade. You keep 100% of the earnings. Software doesn't take your earnings. All you have to do is turn it on. We teach you everything, how to use it, how to leverage it. And look at this. This is from 7 July this year. Bloomberg. Old school FX traders are being replaced by algos with name like Viper. They're being replaced. All they do is maintain or manage it or watch it or overview it. It's same like in the car industry. Used to be 1,000 workers, now it's 10 who are overseeing the robots what are doing everything. And these 10 are experienced in how to manage these robots. This is what we teach our customers to do, how to maintain and manage these robots. And the company behind it is called Auvoria Prime. We developed the softwares to trade in the market. So we envision a future in which you will prosper financially through wise use of our softwares and help of others prosper by trading in the financial markets. You will hear from a gentleman sitting in the back row who is the mastermind behind this, who is one of the co-founders, main co-founders who started the company. And these guys are genius who brought softwares on board. So we have a very powerful executive team. We have a very good, very powerful infrastructure, which can handle more than 500,000 customers all over the world. Right now, the company is present in 77 countries, and it is 4.5 years old already. We didn't came like last month or 6 months ago. We are here for 4.5 years. We have mostly customer-oriented company. And this is why? Because customers are making money with the products. Unless they are trying to push them like Mr. Trader, then software can also overexpose your account. Everything that is consistent is conservative. Risky and aggressive trading always will make you lose money. Right? So this is the company behind. And the tools that we use, one of our flagship products is called Kratos. This software has been developed for the last 4 years. It's working, and developers of it have their own capital, I believe, right now over 20 million, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around that. But it's not about them. So like somebody will say, yeah, but they're making money off that. What's in it for me? How can I make money with that, right? So we created something that is plug and play. We created evolution in Forex trading because it's easy to use by everyone. But before I start talking about the softwares, does anybody know who Jim Simmons was? You know, right? Because he's in the markets, right? So Jim Simmons, he died this year in May. He was an American hedge fund trader, investor, mathematician, and philanthropist. At time of his death, his net worth was estimated $31.4 billion. Remember this. You can take a picture of this. Making him the 51st richest person in the world. I want you to remember this. $31 billion net worth. So listen to this. He used quant strategy to trade. This type of trading, also known as quant trading, relies on computer algorithms and mathematical models to find and use advantage of trading. His fund was founded in 1988. He was born in 38 and has achieved remarkable returns in 60% annually. 60% annually is 4% monthly. Just to have these numbers in mind. So 60% annually, you can write it down in your notes, is 4% monthly. And 98.2% 2008, while S&P, that's 500 best stocks in the world, lost 38.5%. Stocks fall down like 38.5%. So if you invested 10,000 into his fund in 1998, you will grow it to 121 million with 60% annually, and by 2018, that will be until 2008. And by 2018, from 2008, in 10 years, it will grow to enormous 13 billion. You know what's the key compound here? Time. Time plus interest. There's no interest and want it immediately overnight. No. This was achieved. And I can show that to you. Jaak, is this on another screen?
Yeah.
All right.
You just drag it to the right.
Okay, I want to show you something. So you don't think I made this up. You can look up. Okay. All right. All right. This is called the compound interest calculator. So I want to show you something. Do you see it? All right. Compound interest. So 10,000, right? All right. 10,000. 4% monthly. Okay. 1 year is 60% annually. Correct? Just to make sure in the numbers. Numbers never lie. I can tell you whatever I want. Numbers will always say the truth, right? 20 years. Wow, once you look at that, 121 million. 22. He lost 38.5% on S&P, but this is not the whole capital. 21 million. And 10 years later, 30 years, 13 billion. I guess the numbers are correct there. Right? Just want to show you what is possible in this. So, new version of Kratos and old. Old version, you see, it was not consistent. It had its ups and downs, and it had way less average. What we made it is we updated it a couple of times. We programmed new strategies inside of it, optimized it to trade in the market, and it has been more consistent. And also, we created another version optimized for trading gold only. First version, Kratos trades only currencies like GBP, USD, Euro, NZD, CAD, and stuff like that. So these kind of instruments. While Kratos X, it trades exclusively gold only. Because gold is more volatile, it moves different, so it's a different software. So it gets even better from that. If you've seen these returns, these are monthly returns. Just to get back here, these are monthly. 3, 8, 5, 4, 8, 6, 4. That's monthly with our software. You remember that fund? 4% average monthly. So we created more than that. And just to show you this, we updated it last month. Last month it was last month, August. We released the new version, improved both. So now we have Kratos Elite. We still have the old version Kratos, but we call the new one Elite. It protects your money. So it's less risk and more profit. Everybody can have more profit with increasing the risk. Is that right? But how to lower the risk and increase the profit, well, that comes, with a genius mind. All new built-in AI hedging engine. With the development of AI technology, we were able to develop the hedge engine. Hedge means protection of your trade. If the market goes against you in the opposite side, it protects you by getting a trade in the market trend side, so it protects your trade from not going into minus, into drawdown. More precise entries. This is a typo, sorry. It's more precise than it was before. This like, if it's more precise, it means more profit for you. Less exposure, that means reduced risk and improved profits. This is what we are working on every day. The company invested over $100,000 just to make this few updates here, to improve the strategies for a customer to be more profitable. And all our customers who are already with us didn't pay nothing extra for this. We didn't charge them nothing extra because we invested $100,000 in it. The price remained the same for them. And it's the same for everyone. And it's really affordable. So, does it actually works? We have a lot of MyFXBook links accounts. What MyFXBook is, it's a third-party website where anyone who trades can connect their trading account, and it will analyze from day one to the last day once you withdraw the money from the broker or stop trading. So analyzes the whole history of the account. And I'll get into this. And if somebody doesn't want to use the software and manage it, we created even more simplified way, especially for those who have lower capital, is called social trading. It's essentially, you connect to a strategy where our developers are managing this software and they do it for you. And that's 100% automated. For the software, you still have to drag it to the chart, input the settings, and click algo trading. Once you do that, it does everything else for you. But you are in control. You keep 100% of your profits. With social trading, they run it for you, but they take 30% of the profit they make. But they do everything for you. You don't need to do anything. There are differences. As I talked about, Einstein said that compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands the compound interest makes money. He who doesn't pays, right? What are old commercials doing to us? Offering loans. Banks are offering loans. Take this on loan, take this on loan, take this on loan. Why? Because they want you to pay the interest. This is how they make the money, right? So these softwares come with a price, of course. And the price is really affordable for everyone's pocket. As a beginner, you can use one software. You can use regular Kratos, or you can use Flash. I'm going to show you the results of Flash. But you can start off with $227 first month and $147 monthly. You can get only one software. It's Kratos or Flash or Gearbox. That's software for more like advanced users. I would rather go with Kratos or Flash. $147 monthly, you get access to one AI trading software. You get your VPS, virtual private server, so you don't need to have your computer or your laptop working all the time so the software can work. You're connected to a cloud server where you have Windows, and you can connect from your phone, you can connect from your tablet, from laptop, computer, from any device that's connected to internet. Optimized settings, access to our community, 24/7 support, and results are up to 5% monthly, what we've seen so far. Mostly people go with this is good, or we call it silver, $327 for the first month, $247 monthly. So $247 monthly is 8 euros per day. What's the hourly income, hourly wage? What's the wage per hour in Estonia? 10, 12, 15 euros? Yes. So somebody makes more to work for 1 hour than your software that can work for you the whole day and make you money. It's really cheap. We have a customer who have 100,000 euros on it. They don't even feel the subscription because they say, well, this is free money. It's literally printing them money. So in difference, you get 2 softwares, and you also get social trading monthly fee included. Average results up to 10 monthly, 3 softwares up to 15% monthly, 4 softwares up to 20% monthly. So you always determine what you want to start with. Most people are starting with this and use silver because it's optimized, because from silver and on, you can use Kratos Elite and you can use Kratos 6. They're not available in the first package, only in second and above. Social trading, 100% automation, so you can leave the control to the software developers. Minimum deposit is $1,000. First month is $375, and then monthly is $75, and there's a profit share, 30%. They average up to 10% monthly, right? And also we have, for those who still like manual trading, we have signals. We use them from June 2022, so it's over 2 years right now. They send out 4 to 8 signals per day. You can just use copy-paste manually. Minimum deposit can be from $50. It's $60 monthly. And average monthly profits are 23% for past 2 years with risking 1% per trade. Here's the thing. You still need your time to do it and copy it. What most people want is automation. And we are more focused on automation to use it in our advantage. Later on, you're going to see some results. I'm not going to be the one showing you these results. So I'll be also talking later on after the break with some also more interesting topics. And I still got to show you the third industry, why we are here and how you can make money with us also. But right now, I want to let it go back to Jaak because he is going to announce the other speakers. So I hope you have understood all 3 things of that. They didn't understand, they didn't understand, they didn't understand, they didn't understand. That you have got more understanding, that you see the opportunity in this, how technology can work for you while you work, while you do what you love, while you take a walk, while you're in the gym, while you're in the nature, while you're spending time with people you love. Technology can work for you and make you money. So thank you for my part.
No nii, Davor on väga intensiivne, kui me seda kokku panime, siis ma mõtlesin, et okei, et äkki noh, eestlased ei ole harjunud nii intensiivsete inimestega tavaliselt, noh, tuleb muidugi Balkanist ka, et seal on kuumaverelised inimesed. Et ma loodan, et see info, mis ta teile nüüd siin edasi andis, et see jõudis kõik ilusti kohale või siis vähemalt pool sellest, sest et ma tean, et mul küll vahel hakkab pea ringi käima, kui tuleb hästi palju infot korraga. Järgmiseks tuleb siis meile rääkima Wynne, kes on siis Auvoria Prime'i omanik ja tema on ka, ma peaks ütlema, et praeguseks on ta ka minu jaoks siis üks selline isiklik mentor tegelikult ja
Just to make sure you know it's me.
Yeah, exactly. Ta näeb välja nagu tema, eks ole. Et tema on siis tegelenud 20 aastat ettevõtlusega ja siis nagu ma ka alguse poole mainisin, et ta teeb seda äri tõesti südamest ja ta teeb seda missioonitundest. Pärast lõunal tuleb siis temaga küsimuste voor, kus siis ta ei tea täpselt, mida ma ta käest küsin. Mina loomulikult tean. Aga et siis et te saaksite paremini aru nagu tema mõttemaailmast ja miks ta üldse seda teeb. Ja juba see, et ta on 170 000 enda raha andnud enda robotite kätte kasutamiseks, see juba näitab, kui väga ta usaldab seda kõike. Et siis praegu kõik ja siis teeme aplausi Billile.
I'm not sure what he said, but I hope it was okay. Oh, good. So yeah, first I want to thank Jaak and Kristin for welcoming Davor, myself, and I have 2 daughters that decided to sleep in this morning. But I really want to thank them for putting this on this event for us because it takes a lot of work and I really appreciate it. So if you'd give them a little bit of a hand for that. And I'll tell you, I see all of you here. Some of you were here early and I was able to meet you. Some of you I haven't met, haven't been able to shake your hand, but I see more than you. I see some of you are quite young. You have perhaps aging parents that have needs. I see some of you that have friends. I see some of you that perhaps has a spouse. And I see some of you that are getting older, have white hair, and you're wondering, what am I going to do with 750 euros as my pension? I'm not really ready. I'm not going to be able to help my children. I'm not going to be able to help my friends. And these are the things that drive me. People ask me, because it hasn't been easy doing all of this. There's been a lot of work. There's been some stress involved in it. And people say, why do you do this? And I really like seeing people's lives get better. In our world today, the world is, if you haven't noticed, it's really getting to be a lot different. There's the ultra rich, and then there's everybody else. And it's happening. And it's happening in Estonia as well, isn't it? In the United States, you have the politicians and the banks and the technology owners, and they're just making millions and millions of dollars. And then there's everybody else. And then they start war. And you know who pays for war? The people, the taxes. And this really upsets me. It does. And I think that if we can use, like Davor showed so eloquently, if we can use some of this technology that banks have been using, and we can better our lives, even a little bit better. I mean, if you could make another 500 euros a month, would that change your life? No?
Yeah, of course it would.
I mean, I could use another 500 euros. Sure, why not, I mean, I'm sure my daughters would appreciate something. We're a very simple family. I like to garden. I sit at the computer all day and then I like to garden. I try to do things. I'm a pretty natural, simple person. I know it seems like own this and that. It seems real fancy, but I'm not really into that, to be honest. My wife, now some of you I know, Estonia and Russia have some bad blood, but my wife is from Belarus. I happened to teach in Ukraine back in 1997, and she was a student. But she's older than me, so don't get any ideas. I was not robbing the cradle. She just was a very wonderful woman. I saw her notes. As she was taking notes, I said, great notes. What a wife she'll make. So, but I wanted to share kind of the vision. You know, and part of my burden, there's a lot of scammers out there today. If you look at, you know, we were just in Sweden, and there's people that lost thousands of dollars. And I'm not saying cryptocurrency is bad, because I know we have someone who does crypto mining, but you know, there's a lot of cryptocurrencies that aren't anything but a scam. And they're looking to bring people's savings in, and then they're gone. And I've lost a lot of money in this too, and that really upsets me. Even one of my business partners starting Auvoria Prime, he stole essentially $200,000 from me. And so this kind of stuff, it really upsets me. I'm a very honest person. Now that's like a sign to say, boy, I should be really careful of this guy. But the reality is this really gets me. I've seen, even people have tried to scam the company. We had two guys come and they wanted to sell us this software for trading gold. And we saw, yeah, it works good. And they said, well, we just decided not to accept $5 million so that we could work with your company. I thought, well, I don't know if I'm that nice of a person. $5 million, I could be done. I could retire and garden the rest of my life. I Googled it. It was $500 on the internet. I thought, what are these people doing? The level of cheating and lying and stealing is just incredible in the world today. So I really do have a burden for that. And in network marketing, you know, network marketing has a bad name. Does it have a bad name here in Estonia? No? Well, that's good. So some people know it does, some people doesn't. It's really sad because network marketing really gives the power to the people. The company doesn't have a big marketing expense. That's really how network marketing is supposed to work. The company would normally spend 30% of their income to market their company, but instead of doing that, a network marketing company says, we will pay the people to share the product or service that they offer. And that's a beautiful concept, isn't it? Basically, you keep the money out of the marketing companies. And a lot of the marketing companies are kind of scams too. Facebook marketing, Google ads, have you ever paid for any of those? People click, 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 and you lose $5,000 like this. It's incredible. So that's really the concept of network marketing. And that is really beautiful because if people can help people, then it's keeping the money with the people. And that's the concept. But there's a lot of bad network marketing companies out there, a lot of greedy company owners who will just shut the company down and pocket all that money and disappear. They go to Dubai, they go to Ecuador, someplace where the US government can't reach them. It is terrible stuff. So all the stress that I've been through over the last 4 years, I really didn't need it, but I'm not driven by money either. I'm really driven by achieving something that is an example of what things I think should be. Now, we've had bumpy roads, but that is just to help you know a little bit about who I am, and I hope you can feel the honesty in that. So I talked a little bit about this separation, and that really is part of my burden in the world today. As we see this separation, it's inevitable that people are just going to get, their lives are going to be more and more stressful. Now, I've asked some of you, was it good for Estonia to join the EU? And the answer was yes. And I was actually pretty impressed by that. When I was in Sweden, the answer was no, because the Swedes had never been involved in a war. I thought this was very interesting. They were not involved in World War I. They were not involved in World War II, but they joined the EU, and the EU said, you have to send weapons to Ukraine. It's very interesting, some of this. So Estonia seems to have benefited by joining the EU, The Swedes have been disadvantaged by joining the EU. I know Davor will complain about Croatia joining the EU. But the point I'm making is what's happening is the EU really is controlled by Germany and France because they have the largest populations. And so they control the EU. And do you know who controls Germany and France? Washington, D.C. And they are a bunch of crooks. I'm telling you something else. They are. I mean, just look at the elections in the United States. It's a joke. It's terrible. Now, I'm not anti-government. We need a government, but we need honest people, people that care about people. And that's what we see in the banks and all of this stuff today. It's one big problem. So what Davor had shared about investment, really, we have to think about that. Some of you are very young and you're like, pension, who cares? You should think about it. Wise people think about the future because the future is coming faster than you may realize. Here, I think I'm still 23 and I'm not, right? I think, oh yeah, but no, it comes faster than you realize. And so it's good to make sure, I like Proverbs. There's some Proverbs that say, go to the ant. Look at the ant. It works and works and works and stores up food. Or look at the squirrel. The squirrel's putting acorns in trees all summer, and then he can have food all winter. This is wisdom. You don't use all your money that you make, or you may come to naught. Or what if you have a health problem? Something happens, and all of a sudden you have no money to survive. But it'd be better to have some money set aside where you can pull on those resources if you need them. That's the way I live. I don't live hand to mouth. I really try to be more wise with my income. And that's what my goal is, really, personally, is to help people. And I know Kristin will share later some things about wealth after lunch. What are some of the things that we can do in our lives to make sure that when the black rain clouds come into our life, because they will, whether it's financial, you lose your job, you lose your spouse, you lose a child, you lose your health, these things come. And we have to be ready for them. So when Davor was talking about the banks giving you, now in the United States, they actually talked about negative interest rates. They talk about charging you to put your money in the bank. Isn't that crazy? And they're making 40, it's actually up to 100% a year on your money. And then they're gonna charge you 1%. And then what's really interesting? Hey, Mr. Banker, I would like to send some money to this company. And you know what they say? No. I go, it's my money, right? Yes, Mr. Wynne, it's your money. I'd like to send some of my money that I gave to you to this company. No. Does that sound crazy? Has that happened to any of you? Yeah, in this world today. Now again, I appreciate Mr. Banker if he's protecting me. Because there's a lot of scams. Have you seen some of the videos where some guys in India did anyone see, I watched a movie on the plane coming over, The Beehive. Or no, The Beekeeper. Jason Stratham. I'd watch it, download it. I don't know if you guys do, what do they call those things? You get stuff for free. P2P. Yeah.
You can't say it.
Torrents. Can't say it. Everyone, take your phones outside. Anyways, it was really good because there's so many very high-level scams. And AI is being used to scam people. Have you heard or you seen that story where a mother got a phone call from her daughter and they asked her for $50,000, but it was AI being used? There are scams today that you wouldn't even believe are happening. And so we just need to be careful. And who knows, maybe Biden is behind some of it. or his son. We can speak that way in America because we still have freedom. We have the First Amendment, and if the First Amendment doesn't work, we have the Second Amendment. Do you know what the Second Amendment is? The right to bear arms.
Keep the shoot.
So a very interesting thing about our company is we're over 90% customers. Most network marketing companies, it's all about recruiting. Recruit, 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 tell other people. Technically, we'll just keep growing, whether or not people tell people, because we have products at work. It shows there, I have $170,000 of my own money in the software. Some of us went out to dinner last night. We spent 250 euros. I went back to where I'm staying, and I closed one trade, made $500. I said, there, done. Paid for dinner with some money in my pocket. So that was good. And so as far as the company, we don't have to recruit. That's a beautiful thing. Most companies rely on that because the products don't work. Or you can go to the grocery store and buy it cheaper. Isn't that a crazy thing? Some companies will sell something and I say, if it's so good, why is it not in Walmart? Does that make sense? I know you guys are introverted, but come on, help me out here a little bit. I'm introverted too. I'm trying really hard, believe me. So anyways, like Davor said, our software and everything, the number one problem that we've had for 4 years in our company, do you know what that problem is? The customers. That's the number one problem. And you know why? Because everybody wants more. When Davor shows you 4% a month, 4% is pretty easy, to be honest, at this point. Our software is so good. We have people that have made over 500% in 2 years. We have people, I'm very conservative. I make about 2% a month, but I have a bigger balance, so I make more. But the problem is when people see 4%, they think, well, if I just change the settings, I can make 8%. And that's true. You could. You could make 8%, but you know what's going to happen? You're going to go into what we call drawdown. You don't lose your money, but you see a big negative on your account. And if you're not psychologically there, you'll be like, oh, I'm just going to close my account because I don't want to lose it all. That's our biggest problem. Interesting enough, is that we give power to the people because I really believe in that, but then people don't listen and people get greedy. And then you know who gets blamed? Me. Yep, that's it. We give freedom to the people get greedy, they lose money, and then they blame us. And I just say that. I want to be completely honest with you. If you decide, if you are a customer, please don't get greedy. If you're thinking about being a customer, please don't get greedy. Use the software responsibly and just be happy making, like putting putting acorns in the tree. Just keep storing acorns for those times ahead. Now, if you want to make a lot of money, then it's good to build a team of people, recruit. And you can definitely make a lot of money that way. But that's something that I really want to put out. If you have a big balance, you can make a lot of money. You know, there's people in our company that are making $10,000 and $12,000 a month just from the software. I don't think Davor, did you share the story about Goran? This is an interesting story, and I'm not recommending this, but I'll tell you the story. So there's a gentleman, Goran, he had an apartment, and I think it was Davor's fault. Davor said, hey, you should sell your apartment and put the money in the software. That sounds crazy, doesn't it? I mean, that's like ridiculous. However, he did that. And he's making $12,000 a month. It's changed his life. It's incredible. He's making about 5% a month. So it was actually a very good decision. I have a home, and I have a little home that I put my daughters in so they don't live with my wife and I. But I got a message from the bank, hey, would you like $300,000 in equity? And I thought, put that in the software. I'm not encouraging irresponsibility, but these are some of the things that have been done. So you can think a little bigger. And yeah, we're very careful with the money, but don't get greedy, please. That is the biggest problem that we ever run into. So one thing I have the opportunity to do is offer discounts. And so I don't have anything prepared specifically here, but if you are interested, we would like to make sure that you have the opportunity to try the software and to see it work for yourself. I know that we can say all this stuff, but it still doesn't prove anything. It's so much nicer when you see it happening in your account and you know nothing is happening. That's another thing that separates us from most companies. We don't take your money. If you say, hey, I've got $3,000, $5,000 to put in the software, who do I send the money to? Or can I give you money? I say, I don't take your money. We just sell a subscription. You put your money in a broker. And that's a big difference between scams. A lot of scam companies, they'll say, yeah, send your money to here, send your crypto to this address, and then your money's gone forever, right? And so in our case, we don't do that. We are actually fully compliant with the United States government, the SEC, the CFTC. We hired attorneys, $1,200 an hour to make sure that we would be safe. I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars of my own money, and the company has spent millions of dollars to make sure that we are in a good place. The US government is probably the strictest in the world. And we can't sell our software in Belgium either, because Belgium's very strict. The Financial Conduct Authority, I believe they're called. So anyways, I just want to let you know that this is a different type of situation. If you've been to network marketing type seminars, that's not us. We won't even take your thousands of dollars. You have to choose a broker that you want to use and then just get a subscription. And that's it. And if you're interested in becoming a customer, you can talk to Jaak, and we'll get you going somehow. Because I want more people to know about it, to see the results. And I don't know, I did read a little bit about Estonians. You are 6% more introverted than the rest of the world. And it does show in this room. And I just wonder, maybe you don't really share like in network marketing, or maybe it's a little bit more uncomfortable. I'm not a salesperson. I like to just say, this is who I am. This is what I have. This is what it's doing. Now you understand, you can make a decision. And I think that that's what I would like to see. If you have the opportunity to create that testimony for yourself, and you can show someone on your smartphone, like Davor said, and start making money with your smartphone. So thanks for taking some time out of your day. I know everyone has a lot to do, so thank you for being here.
Suur aplaus Pillile. Ma ütleks Pilli kohta, et Pill on siis vaga vesi, sügav põhi. Kui teda tänaval kohata, siis elu sees ei tuleks selle peale, et tema sees võib olla selline maailm, nagu te just siis natuke lähemalt teada saite. Mis mulle tema juures väga meeldib, on see, et talle meeldib ka autod nagu mulle. Ja isegi kui ta võiks endale mingisuguse uhke auto osta, siis ta ei tee seda, sest see lihtsalt ei huvita teda. Tema sõidab siis, tal on üks hobiauto siiski on, ja see on siis Mazda Miata esimene generatsioon, kes teab, see teab, kes ei tea. Aga ühesõnaga selline paras pann, ütleme niimoodi. Aga talle see meeldib ja see mulle tema juures meeldibki nii väga, et oskab rahadega hästi ümber käia, sest kui me vaatame mingisugused konkureerivad ettevõtted või Instagramis võib-olla olete märkad, on mingisugused reklaamid, kus mingisugune noor neiu, kes räägib eesti keeles, on kuskil villas, kuskil vee ääres näiteks, või siis sõidavad ringi uhkete Lambode ja Ferraridega ja siis pärast kuuled seda backstory't, mismoodi see tegelikult kõik tehti, siis rendite see inimene, rendite need autod, rendite see asukoht, klopsite see video kokku ja tegelikult neil ei ole mitte midagi, mida siis millega inimestele väärtust tuua, et lihtsalt puhuvad sooja õhku lootuses, et teised tulevad ja siis annavad enda raha neile. Aga lähme siis edasi järgmise esineja juurde. Järgmiseks tuleb siis meil rääkima Kristin ja lisaks sellele, et ta on väga kaunis naine, ma olen natuke biased selles mõttes ka, aga on ka ta väga tark ja aastast 2019 on ta siis tegelenud sellise asjaga nagu isiklik rahahaldus ja siis väga sügavuti ja siis kasutades ühte konkreetset meetodit. Et Bruce Lee kunagi ütles, et ma ei karda seda meest, kes harjutab 10 000 erinevat lööki üks kord, vaid ma kardan seda meest, kes harjutab ühte lööki 10 000 korda. Ja Kristin on siis jäänud truuks Harv Eker, kes teab Secrets of the Millionaire Mind või siis eesti keeles miljonäri mõtteviisi saladused, siis ühele väga lihtsale tööriistale, kuidas siis hallata enda raha niimoodi, et sul tekiks ka kapital investeerimiseks, reisimiseks, et sa saad minna välja sööma, ilma et sa peaksid süümekaid tundma, et sa saad enda kallimal osta midagi, ilma et sa peaksid tundma süümekaid. Harv Eker muutis ka minu elu aastal 2016, kui ma seda sama raamatut lugesin. Minu jaoks hakkas kogu see teekond sealt pihta. Et siis kutsume Kristini lavale, teeme aplausi.
Jaa, isiklik rahahaldus. Ja see tõesti on minu lugu. Mul tundub, et Jaak juba rääkis selle süsteemi ära, nii et võib-olla ma siis lähen istun sinna taha nurka tagasi ja ongi tänaseks kõik. Aga ma siiski jagan seda lugu teiega, et kuidas see muutis minu elu. Kutsun teid tegelikult üles, nagu Jaak ütles, tehke märkmeid, aga pange lihtsalt tähele. Võib-olla on midagi, mida sa saad kaasa võtta. Ja see võib ka sinu elu muuta nii-öelda. Et see tegi seda minuga ja ma tean, see on teinud veel sadade tuhandete inimestega. Ehk siis minu lugu Harv Ekeri miljonäri mõtteviisi saladused selle raamatu põhjal siis ja seminar. Aga nagu ma ütlesin, mina olen Kristin. Kannan mitmeid mütse. Täna siin olen kirglik siis isiklike rahahalduste meetodite osas ja mikroinvestori mütsi kannan täna, aga mu professionaalses elus ma olen teinud igasuguseid erinevaid asju. Müünud raamatuid USA-st ukselt uksele, tulnud tagasi Eestisse päris ellu, läinud logistikasse, sealt edasi õigusabisse, siis viimased 7 aastat olnud IT-s ja siis muutsin jälle, tegin jälle ühe kannapöörde. Ehk siis hästi palju erinevaid ka sissetulekute mõttes erinevaid etappe minu elus. Ja siis üks asi, mis on mind kandnud, on see tänane tööriist, mida ma jagan teile. Aga kes on kuulnud Harv Ekerist? Ma olen kuulnud, väga hea. Kes ei ole kuulnud midagi Harv Ekerist, see on okei. Ja kes ei tõsta kätt nagu nii, ükskõik mis ma küsin. Okei, vähemalt meil on igasuguseid inimesi ja see on tore, sest et siis on kas meeldetuletus või täiesti uus midagi uut. Aga Harv Eker on suur mõtteviisi viljeleja, et ta töötab väga palju mõtteviisidega ja suhtumisega rahasse. Ja minu lemmik tema selline jõukuse printsiip on see, et kuidas rikkad mõtlevad, kuidas vaesed mõtlevad. Ja selles mõttes on muutnud minu elu, et mis siis, kui me ei mõtle emba kumba, vaid et me mõtleks, et kuidas me saaks mõlemat. Ja mõlemat siis, näiteks on ju, et ma tahan raha, aga ma tahan ka, ma ei tea, tööd, mis oleks missiooniga. Et kas ma pean valima? Miks ma pean valima? Ehk siis jõukad mõtlevad nii, et okei, kuidas ma saan mõlemat. Ja see lugu või kuidas ma selle tööriistani jõudsin, oli siis 2019. Panin ennast kirja kursusele Millionaire Mindset Intensive Seminar. See toimus Berliinis. Ma töötasin sel ajal ühes suures ettevõttes Sügisene aeg, Eestis on sihuke kõle, pime ja siis jagan kolleegile, et ma nüüd lähen puhkusele, ole hea, asenda mind ja et ma lähen kursusele. Ja siis ta vaatab niimoodi suurte silmadega, et kuidas palun, et sügisel oma raha eest lähed kursusele, ettevõte ei maksa, ei ole palmi all, ei ole suusatamas, et siis väga imelik või ta oli nagu hämmingus. Ja siis tegelikult ma ise olin ka hämmingus, mis juhtus peale seda, kui ma sealt tagasi tulin. 3 asja, miks ma sinna üldse läksin või mis ma sealt sain. Esimene asi oli see, et okei, ma vajan muutust enda finantside haldamises või see, mis mul hetkel toimub siis. Teine asi on see, et okei, ma üldse ei mõelnud, mis asi see netoväärtus on või mis see üldse tähendab, on ju, ja mida see minu jaoks tähendab. Ja siis sain aru, et okei, see on see, et okei, kohustused, varad, kas mul on kohustusi rohkem kui minu varasid ja kui mul on neid rohkem, siis ma pean midagi tegema selleks, et oleks varasid rohkem. Ja 3. asi, unistused. No andke andeks, mina vähemalt ei taha neid teha või neid unistusi siis täita pensionieas või ma tahaks teha neid juba praegu. Et jälle see mõtteviis on, et kuidas saada mõlemat. Ja siis ma lihtsalt võtsin midagi ette selle jaoks. Ja see tööriist, ma kohe ka jõuan selleni, aga tõesti see on muutnud nii paljud inimeste elu. Ja see on see koht kohe, kus teha märkmeid. Võib-olla keegi on kuulnud purkisest süsteemidest, eks ole. Et kui ma seda esitlust ka ette valmistasin, siis ma intervjueerisin inimesi, et okei, mida nad teavad sellest. Ja üllatavalt paljud inimesed teavad sellest, mis on ülitore. Ja osad inimesed isegi on öelnud, et nad on kasutanud seda ja nagu ära unustanud. Et aitäh sulle, et sa tegid selle reisi nagu, ja siis ma mäletasin. Ja siis ma pean selle ikkagi nagu ette võtma. Jo. Aga jaa, see on tõesti üks tõhus, isiklik raha haldamise meetod. Koosneb 6 purgist. Mina ise kutsun neid hellitavalt meepurgid. Ja ma kohe selgitan ka miks. Ja selle point on see, et sa paned teatud protsendi oma netosissetulekust, jagad nende purkide vahel ära, on see siis arvelduskontod, on see siis päris purgid kodus. Kusjuures see päris purkide teema on päris tore. Sest kui meil näiteks lapsed, siis me saame neile eeskuju näidata. Teine asi on see, et me inimestena oleme harjumuste ohvrid, ehk siis see, kui sa seda teed igapäevaselt, näitlikustad, sul on need olemas seal, ühesõnaga see loob selle hea harjumuse. Ja mis see siis tähendab, kui palju neid protsenti on, see on vist kõige analüütilisem slaid, mis mul täna siin on. Sellest võib vabalt pilti teha, see on see koht, kus võib märkmeid teha. Aga ma alustan rahalise vabaduse purgist, mis on täna see teema kõige tähtsam osa, eks ole, et kuidas seda oma kapitali, nagu Bill ka rääkis, et kuidas olla see orav, kuidas seda koguda siis endale, eks ole. Aga see rahalise vabaduse purk, sul võivad olla seal aktsiad, sa võid kaubelda, aga kuidas sa seda kapitali saad, on küsimus, eks ole. Kinnisvara või see on mingi muu passiivse tuluallikas, allikat tekitaja, kus sa saad siis igakuiselt nii-öelda passiivset tulu. Sellele tasakaaluks võiks olla lõbupurk. Lõbupurk ehk siis kõik, mida ma siis enda jaoks siis võtsin sealt on ju, et see on meelelahutused, hobid, väljas söömine. Ma olen tõesti väga suur gurmaan ja ausalt öeldes selle purgi ma võin ribadeks lasta ainult lihtsalt kohvikus käies. Aga ükskõik, mis teie hobid on, see sobib täpselt sellesse kohta. Võib-olla on see poodlemine hoopis hobi on ju, et ma tean, Jaak siin käib tööriista kauplustes ja vaatab neid tööriista kohvreid on ju. Et võib-olla see on selline koht nõrkus. Et mis iganes nõrkus on, siis selle peale võib kulutada. Ja miks need esimesed 2 potti ongi tähtsad? Kui ma loen erinevaid raharaamatuid, siis nad räägivadki sellest, okei, pane 10% oma sissetulekust kõrvale investeerimiseks. See on nagu A ja O. Osad raamatud veel panevad juurde selle teise, ehk siis selle lõbutsemise purgi, ehk siis sul oleks tasakaal. et päriselt see vaev, mida nagu teed või et see tasuks ka ära, et sa annad iseendale tagasi. Kolmas, no see ongi see orava purk, eks ole. Säästud mustadeks päevadeks. Minu elus reaalselt on selle 5 aasta jooksul, mil ma olen seda purkide süsteemi kasutanud, on reaalselt olukordi olnud, kus mul on seda väga-väga vaja läinud. Ehk siis see on säästnud mind finantskriisist, kui ma olin 7 kuud eemal oma töökohast. Ehk siis mul ei olnud tööd ja see oli see koht, kus mis on mu tagalad. Ja ma olin lihtsalt endale nii tänulik, et ma võtsin ühe asja sellest 3-päevasest seminarist ja panin selle praktikasse. Nagu see ei võta mul tüki küljest ära, eks ole. Et lihtsalt proovida. Ja teine osa, et okei, kui mul päriselt on vaja näiteks uus pesumasin osta või tahan autot osta, siis see on see koht, kus saab nii-öelda endale kapitali võtta. Või reisimine. Minu suur kirg on ka reisimine. Mõned hobid on lihtsalt kallimad kui teised. Seega, kui tuleb võimalus, siis ma olen selleks valmis. Ehk siis ma ei pea ootama või koguma, kuigi need kogumise purgid on ju, kui sa jätadki koju selle purgi, siis see on hea variant. See on hea variant. Aga mul on no excuses. Kui ma tahan minna sinna Türgi reisile oktoobris, siis ma lähen. Eneseareng. 4. purk. Ehk siis täna ka siia tulemine. Et see 15 euri tegelikult ei võta tüki küljest ära, aga kus ma selle 15 eurose ühiku saan? Vot, sealt purgist saabki, on ju. Et kui mul on vaja osta raamatuid, käisin siin hiljuti konverentsil, lihtsalt, ma ei ostnud küll selle raamatu, aga jällegi, kui ma tahan osta, siis mul on see võimalus. Kui ma tahan seminaridele minna või, ütleme nii, arengutreener, coachid, väga populaarne jälle tänapäeval selliseid teenuseid osta. Ja ei ole lihtsalt nagu rahakotile võiks öelda. Ma hiljuti just läbisin 3-kuulise programmi, maksis mitu tuhat eurot. Nii et kui sel hetkel, kui mul seda vaja oli, siis ma seda sain endale lubada. Heategevus. Või annetuse purk siis. Teate, me võlgneme inimestele päris palju oma edu. Ehk siis ilma teisteta me ei jõuaks päris kaugele. Või vähemalt üksi me ei jõuaks kaugele. Ehk siis miks mitte anda kogukonnale tagasi. Ja see ei pea olema nagu see konkreetne inimene, kellega sa oma edu saavutasid, aga anna siis ringiga, sest kellelgi on seda vaja. Ja kui aitan Eesti, ma ei tea, noored tulevad mulle ukse taha, siis jällegi, mul no excuses, eks ole. Mul ei ole neid vabandusi. Ja viimane, see on siis see koht, mis katab sinu eluks vajaliku. Ehk siis sinu elukohakulud, sinu elektriarved, kütus, toit. Ja siis oledki päev kohe Jaak Roosaare 50% klubis. Ehk siis siin küll on 55%, sest see on minu versioon. Et te võite ise, see võib olla täiesti, kuidas ise soovite, aga üks asi on küll, et kui seda süsteemi kasutada, siis kui sa ei halda oma väikseid summasid, siis kuidas sa saaksid neid suuri summasid hallata? Ehk siis see oskus ja harjumused tuleb luua juba väikeste summadega. Ja nagu ma enne ütlesin, siis selle 5 aasta jooksul tõesti on olnud olukordi, kus ma saan boonuse päev, saan kohe panna siia säästude ja finantseerimise purki. Ja siis teine hetk on, okei, mul on nüüd vaja kasutada seda. Yes, ma olen loonud enda jaoks mingi süsteemi, mis päriselt töötab. Ja kuidas ma seda teen? Hästi kiiresti. Mul on selleks 6 pangakontot. Neid saab avada ühes pangas mitu tükki. Internetipank, tänapäeval on kõik võimalused selleks olemas. Et jälle, no excuses, eks ole. Ja minul nende pangakontode taga on 2 kaarti. Ehk siis üks on lõbustuste jaoks, minna teatrisse, minna kohvikusse ja teine on eluks vajaliku jaoks. Mul tõesti on kütust, toitu vaja osta. Ja ülejäänud siis on justkui silma alt ära, kasvavad, teevad oma tööd, ootavad oma aega. Ma tänan tõesti ennast selle eest, et ma seda tegin. Ja siis ega muud ei jäägi üle. või proovida katsetada. Mitte midagi ei ole kaotada. Ehk siis Harv Eker on öelnud, et ta saab tagasisidet, kus inimesed on reaalselt enesetapu äärel olnud, sest neil on nii halvasti, nii kehvasti. Ja teistpidi on inimesed, kes on saanud 2 aastaga finantsvabaks, sest nad lihtsalt kasutavad seda, rakendavad seda praktikasse. Ehk siis see päris töötab, see muudab elusi. Ja kui sa ei taha tervet süsteemi kasuta esimest 2 investeerimise jaoks, lõbutsemise jaoks ja vaata, mis juhtub. Ja lõpetuseks ütlen, et kui teil on enda lugusid, enda mudeleid, enda versioone sellest, kuidas te oma raha haldate, siis ma olen väga kirglik selles osas. Tulge jutustame pärast sellel teemal. Aitäh!
Väga hea, loodan, et saite kõik endal kõhud täis. Kas kellelgi on nüüd pea udune ka või kõik on selles mõttes valmis järgmist infot vastu võtma? Okei, väga hea. Anname siis tuld. Pill ja Davor ja siis üks külaline nemad jõuavad natuke varem, et ei nad jooksma minema. Et siis natukene juba räägiti ka toodetest. Ma tahtsin selle osa veel üle käia, nagu ma lubasin, siis räägime konkreetselt tulemustest. Et neid näiteid on tegelikult palju rohkem, kui ma siin näitan. Et siis on 2 tootegruppi, põhimõtteliselt on nagu riskifondid ja siis on robotid. Nende erinevus siis seisneb peamiselt selles, et riskifondi puhul sa võid seda võrrelda nagu sul on siis eraautojuht. Istud autosse, ütled talle sihtkoha ja ta sõidab. Ja sina saad siis selle sõidu all teha mida iganes muud, sa ei pea üldse mõtlema selle peale, käigu vahetamised, suunatule näitamised, navigeerimised, kõik tehakse sinu eest ära. Ja siis teine, robotid on siis Tesla. Selles, et Teslal on küll autopiloot, ta saab ise üsna paljude asjadega hakkama, aga sa pead teile ikkagi suuna ette andma ja vahel on vaja siis käiku vahetada, vahel on vaja ikkagi midagi teha. Ja selle tegemise all siis peamiselt see tähendab seda, et lihtsalt nädalavahetusel lähed vaatad, kas su robot on ilusti graafikul, kas ühendus on olemas maakleriga ja kui sa tahad, võid oma seaded üle vaadata ja mitte midagi muud see teha vaja ei ole. Et ajakulu on võib-olla 5 minutit nädalas. Et Vello, kui palju sina kulutad aega roboti seadistamisel ja palju sul nagu nädalas kulub selle peale aega?
Ma vaatan tihti tegelikult üle, aga tee.
No ajaliselt siuke minut 2 nädalas või umbes nii, eks ole. Ja vahel on ka niimoodi, et mingisugused muud asjad elus, et läheb üldse meelest ära, et see robot toimetab kuskil. Ja siis võib-olla 6 aega hiljem lähed vaata, mis asja? Mul on küll niimoodi olnud, et ma 6 aega üldse ei vaata, mis kontol toimub. Ei ole. Siiamaani ei ole. Social tradingul on siis 2 erinevat fondi jäänud. Neid oli alguses tegelikult palju rohkem. Ja kes osad inimesed siin ruumis, kes on ka siis pikemalt teavad Auvorit ja kes on siis praegused kliendid või varasemad kliendid olnud, siis teavad ka seda, et enne seda, kui nüüd need 2 fondi ilusti on nagu hakanud toimetama, oli ka päris mitu sellist apsakat, ütleme siin nagu mööda laskmist. Nagu ikka uute asjade puhul siis katsete proovid, mis lõpuks töötab. Ja aga ma võin öelda, et need 2 tükki on jäänud nagu ilusti tööle. Ja mis siis peamine probleem oli? Üks asi, mida Pill tegelikult ei maininud, ütles, et kõige suurem probleem on kliendid. Ma saan nagu sellest aru, see oli lihtsalt see sõnum, et ei tasu võtta liigseid riske. Teine probleem oli see, et siis riskifonde juhtisid inimesed väljaspoolt maja, kellel olid küll ette näidatud mingisugused tulemused, asjad kõik, aga lõppkokkuvõttes, kui neile anti siis selline suurem kapital kauplemiseks, siis nad lõppkokkuvõttes ikkagi saanud sellega hakkama. Rikkusid lepinguid, lihtsalt kadusid ära ja lõpuks siis sai vastu võetud otsus, et ainult oma inimesed, näiteks FingoPro 1 haldab Pill isiklikult ja FingoPro 5 haldab ka keegi ettevõttest, tema tahab jääda anonüümseks, aga ma tean, et mõlemad on selles suhtes pädevad, nad ei võta liigseid riske. Teine on siis robotid. Meil on siis Gearbox, Flash, Kratos X ja Kratos Elite. Kui Auvoria Prime alustas, siis neid robotid oli tegelikult rohkem. enamus nendest on nüüd praeguseks möödanik. Jumal tänatud. Et selles suhtes täna on nagu see aeg, kus on nagu mõistlik selle teemaga alustada, sellepärast, et me oleme need igasugused vead, probleemsed kohad kõik läbi käinud, aru saanud, mismoodi on vaja asju teha selleks, et asjad tõesti nagu jätkusuutlikult töötaksid. Ja seda ka viimased aastad väga hästi näitavad. Ja kui veel rääkida siis kuludest, kui Davor esitles seda, et palju siis on kuutasu, et see võib nagu algust tunda $147 kuus, pluss veel mingi alustamistasu, et see on nagu suur summa. Aga ta samamoodi ütles seda, et kui sa paned selle nagu iga päeva kohta, et kui sul on võimalik endale rentida 2,5 eest päevas põhimõtteliselt riskifondi haldur, kes teeb kõik asjad sinu eest ära, siis ma ise kohvijooja ei ole, aga ma kahtlustan, et kohvi maksab rohkem kui see 2,5 eurot. Ja robotite puhul siis 5–15 euri päevas. Robotite puhul muidugi tootlused on kõrgemad, sul on rohkem kontrolli asja üle, et see nagu robotid sobivad rohkem nendele, kes tahavad ka sellest rohkem teada saada või kes on huvitatud näiteks äri ehitamisest, et lihtsalt aru saada, mis see on siis, millega ma siin tegelen ja mida ma siis teistele levitan, et kellele ma seda nakkust edasi annan, et mis nakkus see siis on, mida ma edasi annan. Räägime tulemustest. Siin on siis rida kontosid. See on siis seesama Koran, kellest Bill ja Davor rääkisid, kes siis müüs oma korteri maha selleks, et siis panna see raha robotiga kauplema. Ma olen Koranit ka isiklikult kohanud Horvaatias, kui me käisime kevadel seal. Peale vaadates täitsa tavaline mees selles tänaval, üsna tagasihoidlik, väga malbe. Aga võtne, mees teeb sellist raha. 67 000 teinud ja siis eelmise aasta juulist on siis käima pandud. Võtame järgmise konto. Okei, siin on siis väike võrdlus. Esimene versioon Kraitosest ja siis Kraitos pluss Kraitos X. Et siin on siis põhimõtteliselt nagu selle siis igapäevane kulu on umbes 8 eurot ja tootlused siis on sellised. Kui neid nagu võrrelda, et siin on küll natuke need tulbad on stabiilsemad, aga kui me vaatame numbreid, siis numbrid on ikkagi juba üsna erinevad. Veel üks konto. Siin on siis, see on selline väiksem konto, 1200 on peale pandud, 215 on neid kasumit ja see on siis selle aasta veebruarist jooksnud. Siit sellest saab teha järelduse, et asjad töötavad, aga sul on ikkagi vaja mingisugust kapitali selleks, et päris paarisajaga ei ole seal midagi teha. Siis veel üks konto, Marta, tema elab Hispaanias ja tema on siis kuskil 5500 on siia sisse pannud. Praeguseks on siis balance kasvanud 7800 peale ja see jookseb selle aasta märtsist. Suures plaanis, kui me räägime kauplemisrobotidest või kauplemisest üldse, siis kõik süsteemid või kauplemis on võimelised vähemalt 1 aasta pinnale jääma, et need konto ei lähe ribadeks, siis see on juba tegelikult väga hea tulemus. Enamus süsteemid lendavad õhku 1-2, maksimaalselt 3 kuuga. Ja selles suhtes ka Bill ja siis mõned teised inimesed ettevõttes, nad ka testivad neid roboteid, et tullakse, et kuule, mul on siin üks robot, et davai, et teeb ilgelt head kasumit ja siis nad proovivad päris rahaga. Bill ja Matt on siis ettevõtte president, on, ma kujutan ette, vähemalt 5-kohalise summa ära põletanud sellega, et nad on testinud erinevaid roboteid. Kus tullakse suure jutuga, et see töötab, see on väga hea, see on nagu the next big thing, aga tegelikult siis next big loss. Järgmine konto, tema on siis üks rootslane, tema nimi Mats. Ta on, pakun Vello sinuga umbes samas vanuses. Ta on ettevõtja, ta sõidab siis üle Rootsi ringi, teenindab siis oma mingisuguseid erinevaid väikseid poekesi. Põhimõtteliselt siis teeb nagu logistikat nendele. Ja tal ei olegi nagu väga aega mingisugustesse robotitesse süveneda või aru saada, kuidas mingid hinnad asjad liiguvad ja mis asjad töötavad. Ta lihtsalt paneb selle asja käima ja laseb selle lihtsalt joosta. Ja see on nüüd siis see konto, millest kõik tihtipeale räägivad. Kui me vaatame siia, palju see kasumit on teinud ja see siis jookseb 2022 veebruarist, ehk siis 2,5 aastaga on teinud üle 500% kasvu, mis on täiesti ulme ja tegu on siis päris rahaga. Ja nagu Bill enne mainis, siis MyFXBook on selline keskkond, kus see on põhimõtteliselt nagu elektrihind.ee, kus siis erinev info jookseb, statistika info jookseb kokku. Seda ei ole võimalik petta, et neid numbrid ei ole võimalik siis valeks ajada. aga muidugi, nagu Will ütles, et ei tasu võtta liigseid riske, kui me vaatame siis seda drawdown'i siin, sellel kontol on see üsna kõrge. Aga teda see ei sega, on inimesi, kellel on lihtsalt, ütleme siis, hästi suured ja kõvad munad, nemad magavad ilusti, isegi kui sul üle poole kontost on miinuses. Muidugi ise mina sellist asja ei tahaks, ma pigem olen oma 4-5%-ga rahul ja maksimaalselt 15-20% võib-olla vahepeal käib korra miinuses. Lähme edasi. Siin on siis selle omaniku nimi on doktor Arafat, ta ongi päriselt Kaarist Inglismaal ja tema siis kasutab 3 erinevat toodet korraga ja siin on ka näha siis vastavalt sellele on ka siis tootlus kõrgem. See konto on siis jooksnud märtsist 27, 2023 ehk siis see on ka üle aasta juba ilusti kestnud. Ja siin on siis Fingo Pro 5, mille ma tahtsin viidata on see, et kasumid kõik on väga head, aga vahepeal tuleb ka ette riskihalduse vajadusest lähtuvalt võtta kahjumeid sisse. Et nii, Fingo Pro 5 peaks olema siin ees. Okei, ühesõnaga ma saan selle ka illustreerida. Et siin on näha ilusti jookseb ülesse ja siis on mingisugune kukkumine ja siis ronib uuesti ülesse. Et selliste asjade puhul, igasuguse investeerimise puhul on alati ajastamise küsimus. Me ei saa ajastust valida, me ei ole hiromandid selles mõttes, me ei ole nagu selgeltnägijad. Ja kui nüüd sinu alustamine satub sellisele hetkele, kus kohe ütleme nädal või kuu aega peale seda, kui sa alustanud, tuleb võtta lihtsalt mingisugune miinus sisse, siis loomulikult see on ebameeldiv, aga see on ka väga hea õppetund. Et see ei ole nagu see koht, kus peaks nüüd lusika nurka viskama ja minema jooksma. Et lihtsalt tuleb vaadata pikka plaani. Aasta aega tagasi ma rääkisin sellest, et vähemalt aasta on see aeg, mis tuleks nagu panna sellesse. Nüüd ma räägin juba 5 aastast, sellepärast et ma saan aru, et aasta aeg on tegelikult liiga lühikene aeg ja natukene hiljem siis ka räägime nagu numbritest, et miks see 5 aastat on selline väga oluline koht. Veel üks konto, see nüüd minu isiklik konto. Nagu näha, siis ma pigem kasutan madalamat riski, keskmine tootlus kuus on 2,95% ja siis hetkel on konto balance 15,700. Mingi aeg ma võtsin siit kogu aeg raha välja, kasumi võtsin välja, aga nüüd ma olen võtnud veel eesmärgi, et ma tahan selle konto kasvatada 100 000 peale, enne kui ma hakkan sealt midagi uuesti välja võtma. Ja siin on siis see Fingo Pro 5, millest ma rääkisin. Keskmine tootlus on 3,13% kuus, mis on tegelikult väga viisakas. Eelmise aasta märtsist on teinud siis 74% kasvu ja siin tuleb meelest üle seda, et see on täiesti käed vaba. Lihtsalt paned selle käima ja võid selle täiesti ära unustada. Nii, lõunapoolsel era. Nüüd siis, te saate kõik inglise keelest piisavalt hästi aru, ma saan aru, et poleks võib-olla pidanud seda aluses küsima, et äkki kellelgi on, kõik on nagu selge selles mõttes. Okei, siis ma kutsun Wynne'i uuesti enda juurde ja ma siis esitan talle mõned küsimused. Et ta ise ei tea veel täpselt, mis küsimused on. Loodame, et siis kukub hästi välja. Testing.
Test.
Yeah, it works. So, Bill, let's grill you a little bit. During the break, I was asked a question. It's not on the list here, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Why did you come here?
Why did I come here?
Yeah. Why you and Davor came here today?
Because of you.
Yeah.
No, yeah, really. Well, we were going to Sweden and I hadn't been to Estonia and you wanted to have a meeting. And I thought that'd be a great opportunity to see Estonia. And my daughters are in school, but they do all their school online. So they're doing their school and I thought it'd be a great thing. And then, of course, those of you who have been customers, certainly, I think it's good to meet the person who really makes the decisions in a company. I think that if more companies were transparent with who they are and what they're about, I think people would hopefully have a little more confidence in them. Mm-hmm. So that's really it.
Okay. So tell us, what were you doing before you got involved with AI-driven Forex?
Carpenter by trade. Actually, we are a Christian family, my wife, me, and my children. And so actually I was in missions for years, working for a nonprofit organization, training people more along the lines of like massage and hydrotherapy and nutrition. So we just try to make the world a better place, make everyone happier and healthier. So I spent a lot of time actually in missions and training.
Okay, that's interesting.
But then I did go to college for computer. Actually, I went to school actually to be a nurse. And they said to me, I passed all my stuff. I worked as what we have a CNA, which is before a nurse. So I was washing people in the hospital, sores, fecal matter. And I had this idea that I really wanted to help, but I don't think that was, I do better keeping people from getting sick than treating them when they are sick. But yeah, anyways. So then I had a strong computer background, and so then I stuck with computers.
I'm glad you did.
And here I am today.
So what inspired you to pursue AI-driven Forex trading and network marketing?
So I had been involved in network marketing since about 2005. And again, I really saw this as a great opportunity for people for companies to use the marketing money there and empower people. And then you can work from home and have that lifestyle that we value. And then over time, this is when I really started to realize there's a lot of bad company owners doing a lot of bad things to people. And so I actually started a marketing company with sales funnels and blogging, and I've done a number of things. But eventually, I got involved in cryptocurrency a little bit and met more scammers. But eventually, some friends and I became consultants for a company that was doing Forex trading. They were also bad people. And so then we started this company, and I'm passionate about it. I definitely love the idea of having good technology that you use responsibly and just enjoy profits like that.
Yeah, when we met in Zagreb, one thing struck my mind was that it seems like you're angry with the banks.
Well, it's just unfair. It's called fractionally reserve banking, where they take $1 and they loan out $10 from your $1. It's a house of cards. If you really look at society today, what is it? What is this world running on? It's really nothing. It's fabricated, right? I mean, if I'm going to give you some blueberries and you're going to give me paper, and hopefully that paper is worth something. But we know during a recession, during bad times, back in just before World War II in Germany, you had a whole wheelbarrow full of money to buy bread. So yeah, the banks they're scammers.
What is the one thing you wish you had known before you started?
This
AP, yeah.
I wish I had known that my partners were not scammers. No, they really, it's terrible to say that, but one of the partners that we started with, he wanted to take as much money as he could from the company. And that's not how you run a company. Running a company, you pay yourself a fair amount of money for the skill and work that you provide, but you don't take everything. And I was just to give you an idea, I was the only one that could get banks to give us money or merchant or credit card processing. So I was the only one that could provide that. And so I ended up with more percentage of the company to control these other people, because they would There's a lot of people that will even do business with you, but their plan is to make you get in trouble and they go away with the money. There's a lot of bad people that study how to be evil. They really do. Does that make sense? So
it's a skill set to be evil.
yeah, you can actually go, I don't know where you go to school to learn how to be a scammer, but there must be a school because they're really good at it.
They're motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wish that I'm a very trusting person. And we see people as we know ourselves to be, right? And I asked my president, Matt Ward, I said, Matt, what's my greatest weakness? He says, you trust people too much. So I'm trying to not trust people. But that's a terrible way to live too. You don't want to feel that way. But you do have to be careful, right? You do. My parents were just very trusting and I was raised in the country, and if you grow up in the country, you just don't meet all these people in the cities that are trying to get something over on you. So I do what I do. I on my way to church, I see someone who stole money from me, and I used to want to push a button and blow up their house. But now I just pray for them and I say, well, I feel so bad for them that's how they've chosen to live their life, and I'll be okay. And they got cancer, and I'm doing okay.
Yeah, karma works.
Karma works.
It always does.
If you pee in the wind, you'll get your feet wet.
Yeah, don't try that at home. So tell us, this is something that traders never want to talk about. What is the most you have lost in Forex at one time?
Probably $20,000.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
about 20,000.
So you have some work to do. Davor is ahead of you.
Yeah, Davor's way ahead of me. But it wasn't, I was using the software, but like Davor, I thought, if I just put in some of my own trades, I'll make more. And then I got myself into a situation I didn't know how to get out of. I was so stressed. I slept all night looking at the computer, wake up, look. And then finally, I just closed all the trades and I went to lunch. And I said, I just can't live like this. It's too hard.
Yeah.
My wife doesn't know, so don't tell her.
I'm recording this. Yeah, I've had the same experience. So I tried manual trading, and after about 3 months, I realized, no, thank you. This is like, I know that there are people who are doing it and they're successful at it, but it actually requires Olympian level commitment to it, and it takes like minimum 4 or 5 years to really become consistent. So it's like, no, I'm just going to go with the EAs, work on that instead of not having any life besides trading.
Yes.
And so far, it's paying off.
Yeah.
So how do you stay motivated and inspired in what you do?
Seeing these kinds of testimonies, we met Mats in Sweden, 500-something% in 2 years. Tell me who can do that.
Mats can.
I mean, that's like, you're either selling weapons or people or drugs.
Or your skill set is in being a con artist.
Yeah, or you're a scammer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just inspiring. And I've heard amazing stories of people that it has changed their life. Even if it was an extra 200 euros a month, it can take off the stress of life. And that's huge.
You're a workaholic. I know that. So how do you balance your personal life with your professional pursuits, or you don't at all? I mean, you still have a wife, so you must be doing something right.
I have children too, so.
Yeah.
I eat 3 meals a day, and they're pretty regular.
Okay.
So I have 3 meals, and that is sacred time. 1 hour, we sit, we talk. So that is a special time. And then generally around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I go out in the yard and I mow my grass or prune my blueberries or work in the garden. And then after supper and after some family time, I go back to the office.
Okay.
And we do take 1 day a week out for family and friends.
So that's a recipe for a happy family right there for you.
We do pretty good.
Can you share a particularly memorable or rewarding moment from your journey with Auvoria Prime?
$500 last night after dinner.
Sounds good to me.
Actually, earlier this week, I'll tell you a story. So, you know, my main account is about $70,000 that I use with the software. And it got into the British pound and the US dollar. It went into some sells, and then it kept going up, up, up. And it was in about $10,000 of drawdown, like 15%. That gets me nervous. I just don't want to lose money. So I called up Dominic Plevnik, who is really the brain behind Kratos. And I said, Dominic, you know, when I get into these, I'm like, I just want to lose the money and have peace. And he said, don't, just wait till next week. So the market opened and it started going down. And I was like, I should call Dominic all the time.
He's right every time, actually.
He is. He's really good. So so sure enough, it went down. And then at the beginning of this past week, I think I made $2,000 in one day. That's a good day, you know. And then last night to close another 500. So that's a good week.
Yeah, this is what happens with software trading. Depending, of course, what algo is being used or what strategy, but mainly the softwares that AP has, you can get in drawdown and sometimes you can get stuck in trades for 3, 4, 5, even 6 months. And then when it reverses, it pays off everything, all the waiting, and it can happen in one day.
Trading is hard, depending on your personality. Some people are very okay with it. Some people are like,
some people want to see a lot of action.
Yeah.
This is a red flag for me.
Right. Yeah, if you can average 5%, 4% even, but like 1 month you might make 1% and you're thinking, this isn't going to work. But then the next month you make 8%. So it's something you have to get used to. It's not real easy. But I mean, it's the same way if you have your own company. It's not always a payday, you know, and that's the hard thing about running your own company. Sometimes sales are high, sometimes sales are low, but overall, it averages out. It's like a marriage, right? I mean, sometimes you're up here with your wife and here with your wife, but overall, it's okay.
I have to remember that. Last question from me. What advice would you give to someone just starting with Auvoria Prime or using algos in Forex in general?
Some people might not like this. You know, the reality is I look at it, look, you're here to make money, right? You're here to improve your life or to put some acorns in the tree. And the reality is it's a numbers game. If you only have $3,000, and again, sponsors aren't going to like this, you really shouldn't have a silver pass. I mean, that's the honest truth. If your monthly subscription is $150, then you want to make sure that that's paid plus a little profit. If it's not doing that, and that's a hard thing. We've had a lot of people with no money, and they want to be a millionaire next week, and then it's my fault that they didn't look at the math. It's a simple math. So if you know you're going to get 5% and you have $3,000, that's $150 that covers your subscription. And then that money compounds. It's just that simple. If you don't have that, you start with social trading. Social trading, it's going to build your money. And eventually you're going to realize, I have enough money to now do the software and do it myself. There's really a very logical sequence, and I wouldn't do it myself any differently. I can't con you into saying, buy a silver pass, when I know you're not going to make enough money to cover it. That doesn't make any sense. So that really is my thing, is, just do what is right for you in your circumstances. Don't get greedy. That is a huge problem. Now, if you're, now I would say like, I'm very conservative and I would have been doing like 2.5% on my account. Yeah, I could probably make 5% on my account. That's $3,500 a month. That's pretty good income, right? No? You're like, yeah, we make more than that. You loser. No, if I can make $3,500 a month, but what happens is you have to be willing to have that drawdown. And if you've never experienced it, just wait. But you just have to know that the markets always swing. The markets never just do this. Well, some do. Some currency pairs do that. The Japanese yen and the Swiss franc. If one of those currencies is in that pair, you might be in trouble. But we don't use those. Have you had an experience with the yen? Just recently, the yen crashed. Yeah. Oh, you know what? There's another company, just to give you an idea. They're selling their software. It doesn't do as good as our software. $10,000 one time, and then $300 a month. No. This is they're
different one.
$10,000 just to use their software, and then $300 a month, and it doesn't do as good as ours. They did not guide their customers, and the total amount of money lost because of the Japanese yen, $80 million.
There's a margin call right there.
It was a terrible experience, but they were not. Yeah, you have to know, and that's the great thing about Auvoria Prime. People care, people are knowledgeable, and we try to help people realize this is a risk. Don't get greedy. Just make what you can make. Now, you could. Now, if you're willing to live in 10% drawdown, yeah, you might be able to get 6-7% a month. That's definitely possible. But just be prepared to be nervous from time to time.
Or if you, like Matt's, have really big balls of steel, then yeah.
Well, you saw Matt's account 500% something. He used that software to trade something that it's not designed for. The creator of Flash lives in Israel, and it's only supposed to trade 3-4 pairs.
Up to 6 pairs, it can handle.
Okay, but Matt's decided, I'm going to use this on US 30, which is an indice, and that's why he's in all this drawdown. He broke the rules, and he got spanked, right? There are people that will use our software. They think they're so smart. Oh, I'm so smart. Well, run the company then. So, but they start using our software for things it's not for, and they get in trouble. And then who do they blame? Me.
It's always you, Bill.
Yeah, it's always me. That's why my hair is white. Next, it's going to fall out. It's crazy.
I know they have hair implants in Egypt.
Take hair out of my butt, stick it in my head.
Yeah.
I'll just go bald. Don't worry about it. I see a couple good-looking guys here that have less hair. So yeah, no, that's it. It really is. It's that simple. It's just don't get greedy and use it the way it's supposed to be. And the other thing, we will have sponsors that are real smart. And then they start, well, even Matt's. Matt's got some of his team in trouble because he said, you should use Flash to do this. And then they all got in trouble. But it had nothing to do with the company. We have everything. We have a very robust help desk. It's got all the articles. It tells you everything you need to do. And if you decide to do more, well, it's really on you. That's really it. I'm confident that we can have hundreds of thousands of customers just making money. Every month, take what you can get. Don't take more than the market will give you.
Okay, thank you, Bill.
Any last questions? Thing that came to mind? Now's your last chance. Well, you can always send me a ticket. Kratos. So the broker that I use, the U.S. Citizens have a hard time finding brokers. It's very tough. So I use a broker called Envy. And Envy has a little glitch with some of their technology, so I'm using Kratos. But I will be using Kratos Elite hopefully Monday. Oh, what do I use? I use 6 peers. I think 6 peers.
Okay, so you're using the normal Kratos, not Kratos X.
Yeah, I just use the regular Kratos and I trade 6 peers. On a large, so there's some interesting math around a larger lot size. You really should not, like, I think the default settings is 0.01 to 1500. I will go actually to like 2500. And, you know, you use the software the way it is, but then, and if you don't want to ever touch the software, just stay conservative. If you are willing to learn a little bit, like I will use the software, maybe 1500. But when you have a larger account, the way that the managing trades enter, they're bigger. And so you can get in trouble faster. And so if you have a bigger account, you really should be like 0.01 to 3500. But I have a little risk in me. So I will do that. But if I feel like it's going to go wrong, there's a couple easy things to change just to make sure that you don't get into more trouble. Yeah. 25% drawdown's all I want to see. That's a good question. But I don't want people to think you have to learn how to do this stuff, because you can just use it, but then over time, you can learn very simple things, how to manipulate the software. Yeah, it's better to learn in the long run. Right, yeah, definitely.
So yeah, the out-of-the-box settings, they work. So you don't have to be a brainiac to get it running. But yeah, as discussed here, if you want to increase your profits, then it is always, actually, even if you don't care about higher profits, it's always a good idea to learn more about it, because the more knowledge you have, the better decisions you make, and the less your emotions will try to influence you when you get into drawdown.
And Kratos Elite is even better, because it will decrease your drawdown by 50%. It's huge. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, it's illegal in the US. You can't use hedging in the US because you can manipulate the market. So
it's almost like they want you to lose.
Yeah. You're supposed to, because they need bigger Christmas bonuses. But here we can use hedging. So we're really in a great position. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you, Bill, for all the answers as well.
Had a moral issue that we're making profits from losing people.
I don't make profits from people losing money.
Yeah, but on the market, basically, who wins getting money from that lose?
Generally, the people that lose as far as with our software got greedy, and they should have their bottom spanked.
What he means is that the way Forex works is that...
The way that Forex works in general?
Yeah. That in every trade you have two sides.
Yeah. I understand. I mean, I haven't really thought about that, to be honest, a whole lot. This is really the way the world works, and you really can't get out of that 100%.
I would say everybody takes their own risk.
Yeah.
And it's up to themselves, basically.
Yeah, I think it's more like if I make a decision, for example, one of the partners that we started the company with, he would say on our calls, so how much are we willing to manipulate people? And I thought, I don't even know why you asked that question. I'm not willing to manipulate people at all. And so it's the decisions that I can control, I will hopefully always make the right decision. But the market is the market. Yeah. That was a good question. We do have our programmer is a Muslim, and he will not in Sharia law says you cannot make money by doing nothing. I told him, give it to me. If you can't make interest, I can. There was another question. I saw a hand. No, okay.
Rohkem küsimusi ei ole?
So social trading is, it's basically like a pool of people put their money together and then somebody trades. So Fingo Pro 1 is really Kratos in Gearbox being managed by actually me and another person. And then social trading or Fingo Pro 5 is Kratos Elite being traded by another individual. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good way to go because it's cheaper. Actually, the company doesn't make that much money on social trading. But it's a good place to start, to build up your balance, to do it yourself. Yeah. Great question. Any other questions? We have a couple courageous people willing to ask.
Invested some other assets, in some other assets also.
What kind of assets? So okay, so after being a missionary, where I was making like $200 a month, and then we had our first daughter, Mariana, and so then we went back to New England, Massachusetts, Boston, where I'm from. I was listening. I wanted to buy a house. My dad gave me, I think, $5,000, and so we bought a house, but it was 3-story. So I lived in the top, and I rented out the other 2 floors, and I worked as a carpenter. So I would take all of the scrap wood and I would fix stuff up. And then we bought that house for $150,000. And in 2 years, I sold it for $275,000. So I was listening to like Brian Tracy and Robert Kiyosaki all day long while I was working as a carpenter. So now I do have an Airbnb, but my daughter lives in it, so she doesn't pay anything. And I fix everything, so that's kind of a bad business venture. But I have a camera outside, so I know what she's up to. So that's a good business venture, because that could be very expensive if it goes wrong. Other things, there are different projects I get involved in with people, but it's hard to trust people nowadays because everybody seems to have an angle. I have a garden. Inflation hits, stuff's up 30%. I'm like, yeah, my garden just gained 30% in value. I mean, if you think about it, even if you bought, at least in the United States, if you bought extra toilet paper, that was a better investment than the stock market.
Yeah.
Because during COVID, the price of everything went up. I mean, you could literally just buy a bunch of toilet paper, and that was a huge investment.
Had I known.
Yeah. You gotta. Anyways, but yeah, I do other things, but not that much. Yeah, and I don't want to worry too much about stuff. I do like real estate, but even real estate, it's a very long time to get your money back. And if I did rent before. Well, in the United States, it's very bad. If in some states, they can stop paying rent in like November, and you can't force them out because it's cold. Yeah. So, I mean, in the United States, landlords are very disadvantaged, and people know how to scam you. For example, I had a friend that was a police officer. He attended a landlord to get somebody out of the property. The person cried. He said, okay, I'll give you 2 days. It restarted the whole clock. They had another 90 days to live there for free. So I just do better not dealing with people. Really.
So you would say that most of your investment eggs, or like what you're focusing on, is Forex?
Look, if this company was to ever stop, I'm going to keep using the software because it works. Friends and family, then at that point. So if you're my friend, you'll have access. If not, But I mean, I really believe in it that much, what we're doing here today. No.
Good. I'm happy that I joined.
Best friends forever.
Yeah, best friends forever.
I don't know if you guys have that here, BFF.
Okei, on kellegi veel küsimusi? Saab alati hiljem küsida veel, kui peaks tulema midagi. Okei. Big round of applause. Järgmine teema, siis räägime investeerimisplaani loomisest. Nagu Bill ka rääkis, et järjepidevus on väga tähtis. See on tegelikult olnud läbiv teema terve tänase päeva jooksul. Järjepidevus. Ja kuidas siis toetuda erinevatel süsteemidel. Sellepärast lõpuks on see, et motivatsioon tuleb ja läheb, sest et motivatsioon on põhimõtteliselt emotsionaalne asi, eks ole. Ja kuna emotsioonid on pidevas muutumises, siis me lõpuks ikkagi kukume oma tegevuses ja efektiivsuses süsteemide tasemele, mis me oleme siis enda elus rakendanud. Ja siis investeerimisplaan on üks nendest süsteemidest, mis aitab sul siis saavutada neid eesmärke ja unistusi, mida sa tahad enda elus saavutada. Natuke taustast. Siin on ka inimesi, kellega me ei ole varem kohtunud. Mina on siis Auvoria Prime Eesti kogukonna eestvedaja, samuti koolitaja beta-tester Auvorias. Ja ma olen siis tulihingeline rahalise ja ajalise vabaduse fänn. 4 aastat tagasi, kui sai AP-ga alustatud, siis ma teadsin, et see on midagi sellist, mis mulle sobib, sellepärast, et see on väga skaleeritav ja ma ei pea olema kuskil ruumis ja kuskil midagi tegema, et asjad lihtsalt töötavad minu eest. Ja loomulikult kauplemises, jah, ma olen olnud üle 4 aasta, aga mulle meenus üks seik. Üks minu sõber kunagi tegeles kauplemisega. Ta on hästi andekas, ta on nagu väga hea pea, aga tema emotsioonid kogu aeg saboteerisid teda. Ja see oli siis aasta 2005-2006, kui ta mulle õpetas kauplemist. Mu lihtsalt meenus, et tegi mingeid Exceli tabeleid, kuidas teha stop-loss ja take profiteid panna. Aga tookord see minu jaoks nagu siis ei haakunud, ju ma siis ei olnud veel ise piisavalt arenenud selleks, et aru saada, mis potentsiaal sellel kõigil on. Investeerimisplaan ehk siis sinu tuleviku pant. Käime siis läbi need teemad, kuidas me aega kasutame, kui palju on sinu aeg väärt, kas sa üldse oled kunagi mõelnud selle peale, mis su aeg üldse väärt on, mis on sinu jaoks elus oluline. Siis räägime sellest, kuidas siis see plaan koostada endale, see ei ole üldse keeruline tegelikult. Palju tähtsamad on tegelikult saada vastus nendele küsimustele. Siis milline on tegevusetuse hind ehk siis alternatiivkulu, kui sa teed mingisuguseid valikuid ja siis sinu järgmised sammud. Ja loomulikult ka siis räägime natuke sellest, kuidas järjepidev olla. Võt selline huvitav statistika on tegelikult olemas, kui sa elad 89 aastaseks ja sa siis töötad vanuses 20–65, magad 8 tundi päevas, siis sinu elu näeb välja umbes selline, et siis 1/3 enda elus sa magad, see on siis kuskil 26 aastat on siis silm kinni ja pilt taskus. Aga see ei ole veel kõik, 7 aastat kulub vähkremisele. Ehk siis see magama jäämise teema ja see, kui kiiresti sa magama jääd, on tegelikult siis seotud sinu närvisüsteemiga ja sinu närvisüsteemi siis korrasolek sõltub sinu keskkonnast. Kui sul on mingisugused mured, mingisugused probleemid, mingid väljakutsed, siis loomulikult sa vähkrad rohkem. Järgmine asi, palgatööd siis inimene keskmiselt teeb 12 aastat pluss 1 aasta 2 kuud ületunde. Et nüüd, kui me arvestame seda vahemikku, et siis 20–65 on see, kus sa tööl käid, siis palgatöö või suures plaanis tegelikult kuskil 1/3 kuni 1/4 enda elust kulutame lihtsalt kellegi teise unistuste täitmisele selleks, et ise ellu jääda. Ekraanid. 10 aastat tagasi oli siin ainult ilmselt teler, aga praeguseks on ka siis tulnud 3 aastat sotsiaalmeediat juurde. Et see on nagu selline 50-60 teema selles mõttes, et ekraanid on ju toredad, nagu kuidas maandavad pingeid, saad uut infot peale ja nii edasi, et kes kuidas kasutab, see on igaühe oma asi. Ja siis on muidugi söömine. Üks kõige meeldivamaid tegevusi, kui on olemas hea kokk kodus, on siis 4,5 aastat kulutame söömisele. siis puhkus kogu meie elutsüklist on 3 aastat 2 kuud. Kui seda nüüd võrrelda sellega, palju me tööle kulutame, siis see puhkus on tegelikult häbematult väike. Muud tegevused, siis on veel 11,5 aastat muid selliseid meeldivaid tegevusi ja siis on veel kuskil 5,5 aastat selliseid tegevusi, mida pigem ei teeks, mida pigem väldiks. Mida siis need robotid lõpuks teevad või igasugune investeerimine, igasugune passiivne sissetulek teeb seda, et ta ostab sulle aega juurde. Söömist muidugi ei taha maha tõmmata, puhkust võiks rohkem olla, magamine, võib-olla magaks isegi rohkem, aga võt just siin see koht, see palgatöö on see koht, kus siis on võimalik asju ümber mängida. Võtame ka selle muude tegevuste paranka korra lahti. See on siis nii-öelda keskmiselt, mida inimene teeb, kuidas ta aega kulutab. Romantikale kulub siis natuke üle aasta. Trennis käiakse, siis kõige suurem osa sellest on siis erinevad väiksemad teater, kino, perekond, transport, koristamine. See on üks nendest asjadest, mida pigem ei teeks. Siis on sotsialiseerumine natuke üle aasta, koolis käimine. Vot see oli nagu minu jaoks täielik üllatus, sest ma mäletan küll, et koolis käimine võttis ka meeletu aja minu elust ära. Aga kokkuvõttes meie elutsükli osas on see vähem kui 1 aasta. See kollane siin on naermine. See on naermine. See on 115 päeva. Keskmiselt siis inimene naerab enda elu jooksul. Ja siis muidugi järjekordades passimine ja sättimine, naised kindlasti teavad sellest väga palju, et see on nagu meeletu ajakulu tegelikult. Aga tegelikult võiks olla hoopis niimoodi, et me vähkreme 1 aasta vähem, palgatööd teeme 6 aastat vähem, ekraanid las ekraanid olla nii nagu on. Sööks võib-olla, kulutaks nagu söömisele rohkem aega. Pool aastat või aasta võtaks, käiks kuskil mõnusates kohtades söömas. Puhkust võiks olla tegelikult 2 korda rohkem. Ehk siis 3 aasta asemel 6 aastat võiks olla, siis 1 reisi asemel näiteks 2 reisi või 3 reisi aastas käia kuskil. Muud tegevused võiks olla, meeldivad tegevusi võiks olla 3 aastat rohkem. Need ei meeldi tegevused. Seal on võimalik ka tegelikult natukene ümber mängida, näiteks koristaja palgata endale või autojuht. Et siin on siis ka väiksed ümbermängimised. Need on siis need esialgsed numbrid, mida siis inimesed tavaliselt teevad. Ja siia ma olen pannud siis need numbrid, mis nagu võiks olla, mis ma näen, mis minu jaoks oleks väga tore. Et 2000 tundi, 2000 päeva paneks siis teater, kino, perekond, transport, koristamine ja edasi. Järjekordades passiks vähem, ehk siis 200 päeva 371 asemel naeraks rohkem või 2 korda rohkem hea meelega. Kool, siin ei ole väga midagi teha. Sotsialiseeruda võiks siis ka umbes 2 korda rohkem, sõpradega käia, teha midagi koos, perega midagi koos teha. Vaat see romantika, see on nagu, seda võiks teha vähemalt 2 korda rohkem. Ja need asjad on võimalikud, kui luua endale passiivsed tuluallikad. Ehk siis sa ei pea enam nii palju tööd tegema, sa saad oma aega veeta muude asjade jaoks, mis on meeldivad. Mis hinnaga sina ennast müüd? Selleks on väga lihtne valem. Kui sa oled palgatöötaja, siis sa võtad oma netopalga, kuu netopalga ja siis jagad selle nende tundidega, mis sul kulub siis tööl olemiseks, tööle minemiseks ja töölt tulemiseks. Tihtipeale, mis inimesed teevad, on see, et nad ei arvesta seda aega, mis kulub tööle sõitmiseks, hommikul meigid, asjad, värgid kõik peale. See on tegelikult meeletu ajakulu, mida me saaksime kasutada teistmoodi, kui meil oleks rohkem vabadust elus. Ja ettevõtjatel siis aasta kasum, miinus maksud, mõni ettevõtja suudab endale ka palka maksta, siis tuleb see ka sealt sinna sisse arvestada. Ja siis samamoodi veedetud tunnid, minek, tulek ja olek. Mina olen tegelenud ettevõtlusega üsna pikalt. Esimene selline vähe tõsisem ettevõte, mis ma Eestis tegin, oli rattapood. 2013, kui ma Taanist tagasi kolisin Eestisse, siis ma tahtsin midagi teha, sõbraga siis mõeldud tehtud. Ja see oli nagu lapse kasvatamine, kes on lapsevanem teab, kogu aeg on vaja tähelepanu. Sul nagu enda elu ei ole, sa eladki põhimõtteliselt seal 18 tundi päevas, lihtsalt rassid ja vastu saad hulga probleeme. See kõik muidugi muutub ajapikku, aga lihtsalt ütleme niimoodi, et ettevõtja elu ei ole ka lihtne, eriti alguses, et seal on vaja areneda, ise jõuda mingisuguse tasemeni välja. Et siis tasub enda jaoks, võib-olla juba olete peas läbi arvutanud, kes juba leidis endale selle vastuse, mis on siis sinu aeg tegelikult väärt. Mitte keegi, okei, lähme edasi. jah, liiga vähe. Jah, just ei taha üldse mõeldagi selle peale, on ju. Hästi. Bill rääkis ka ennem sellest, et 3000 võiks olla nagu see summa, millega alustada. Ma siinkohal ütleks, et see on tõesti väga hea koht, kus alustada, aga kui sul ei ole seda 3000 kohe võtta, aga sul on huvi olemas ja võib-olla sul on see 3000 olemas, aga sa ei taha kohe selliseid riske võtta, et lihtsalt aluses proovid. Siin on siis Peeter, selline Eesti mees, kes on päris hea töökoha peal, teenib siis 4506 netopalka. Mis ameti peal tolle võiks pakkuge? Pankur, okei, tuleb tarkvaraarendaja, poliitik või? Okei, no Peeter võib poliitik. Mis asja? Jah, okei, hästi. Aga kui me vaatame tema kulusid, siis 4200. Ma ei tea, millega tegeleb, võib-olla tõmbab pulbrit ja kes teab, kuhu see raha läheb kõik. Aga ta on, oletame, et ta on ka siin ruumis täna, võib-olla ta ongi siin ruumis ja ta saab aru, et okei, mulle ikkagi meeldiks rohkem see, et ma saan 2 korda rohkem puhata, et ma saan 2 korda rohkem romantikat teha ja mulle meeldib ka tegelikult sõpradega aega veeta. Ja tundub, et see võiks olla midagi sellist, mis aitab mul nagu selleni kiiremini jõuda. Aga ma ei tahaks nagu kohe panna sinna 3 või 5000, siis alustaks kõigepealt 1000-ga näiteks. Ja kuna mul kulud on ka nii kõrged, on ju, mitu armukest võib-olla, keda ma ülal pidada, siis ei saa lihtsalt kohe panna selliseid rahasid sinna sisse. Mõtled, okei, mul on 2 varianti, plaan 1 ja plaan 2. Mõlemal puhul alustan 1000 euroga. Esimese plaani puhul panen igakuiselt juurde 300, kuni konto maht jõuab 10 000-ni. Ja plaan 2, alustan ka 1000-ga, lisan iga kuu 500 juurde, ehk siis siin on eks ole 300, ma parem, siis ta tõmbab natukene tagasi 200 ühele armukese, kuule, sorry babe, aga ma nüüd hakkan hullult pappi kokku ajama. Et võib-olla paari aasta pärast tulen tagasi su juurde. Tootlus 4% keskmiselt kuus ja 5 aastat hiljem. Oma kapitali pani sisse 10 000, siin pani oma kapitali sisse 31 000. Brutokasum oli 42 000. Netokasum, siit on siis maha arvestatud juba kuutasud. Social trading, eks ole, $75 kuus, 2,5 eurot päevas põhimõtteliselt. Netokasum 5. aasta lõpuks on 37 467 eurot. See on siis nagu see raha, mis tal on lisaks sellele, mis ta sinna ise sisse pani. Loomulikult see number ei pruugi olla sendi pealt täpselt selline, nagu siin kirjas on, et 5 aasta pärast. Et siis ma loodan, et keegi tule, et sa ütlesid, sa lubasid. Sellepärast, et turud on pidevas muutumises, see number võib olla suurem, see number võib olla väiksem. Lihtsalt mõte on selles, et 5 aastat on nagu see miinimumaeg, mida peaks mingisuguse investeeringu sisse panema. Miks see nii on? On sellepärast, et kui me vaatame 5. aasta kasumit, siis esimesel juhul on 5. aasta kasum 18 000, mis moodustab umbes pool sellest kogu kasumist. Ehk siis enamus kasumist tehti 1 aastaga. Ja see ongi see, kuidas liitintress töötab. Teisel juhul 5. aasta kasum oli 47 000, mis teeb ka siis suurusjärk pool kogu kasumist, mida ta 5 aastaga tegi. Ehk siis aeg on see, mida on vaja selleks, et liitintress saaks tööd teha. Ja kui me nüüd võrdleme siis neid numbreid, eks ole, see on ju üle 2 korra suurem kui see. Kes oskab mulle öelda, millest see tuleb? Oskab keegi? Ja erinevus on selles, et siin pandi 300 kuni sai 10 000 täis ja siis lihtsalt lasi edasi kasvada siin. Ta jätkas. Kogu aeg pani 500 sisse kuni selle 5. aasta lõpuni välja. Ja see võimendab seda protsessi, läheb kiiremaks. Nii, meil on ka siin teine näide. Meil on siis Taavi ja meil on Mari. Nad on siin ruumis võib-olla. Ja saavad ka aru, et okei, meil nagu saame enam-vähem nagu hakkama, et kõik on nagu olemas, aga mine sa tea, äkki me oma tööst ilma või Taavi teeb ränka füüsilist tööd, äkki juhtub tööõnnetus või midagi, mis siis saab? Või tööandja nagu ikka ehitusmeestega kolitakse, pannakse ettevõtte, pakitakse kokku, töömehed saadetakse minema, lastakse pankrotti, tehakse uus keha ja läheb edasi. Ühesõnaga, töötajana sina jääd seda kotti hoidma, haisvat kotti hoidma. Ja nad on otsustanud, et okei, hakkame tegelema investeerimisega, sest me tahame, et meie tulevikus oleks rohkem kindlust. Taavi palk on 1300, Mari palk on 1200. Taavi kulud on kuskil 900, Mari kulud on kuskil 1000. See 100 läheb siis konkreetselt selle peale, et Mari näeks kogu aeg väga esinduslik välja. Plaan 1. Okei, otsustavad, et meil on 2 varianti. Kas alustame 3000-ga ja paneme igakuiselt 600 sisse ja võtame endale 2 robotit. Kratos Elite ja Kratos X näiteks, mis ütleme siis see tootlus on tegelikult üsna tagasihoidlik, meelega tehtud, et oleks nii-öelda eksimisruumi. Keskmiselt ütleme siis 5% kuus ja plaan number 2. Okei, ei taha 3000 sisse panna, paneme 2000, paneme selle 1000 näiteks puhvriks, mustadeks päevadeks, mis iganes. Aga igakuiselt lisame hoopis 800. Kui me vaatame siis palju neil koos raha üle jääb, eks ole, siin on 200 ja siin on 400 ehk siis 600 ja nad peavad siis natukene oma kulusid tagasi tõmbama. Võib-olla mõned restorani käigud vahele jätma või siis mõned väljasõidud vahele jätma ja nad saavad selle igakuiselt 800 kokku. Tootlus endiselt 5%, läheb 5 aastat mööda. Esimese plaani puhul on sisse pandud 39 000, teise plaani puhul 50 000. Juba ainuüksi see summa. Inimesed tihtipeale ei mõtle selle peale, et kui ma väikeste summade haaval kas või kogun lihtsalt raha, isegi kui ma ei kasuta roboteid või investeeri, ma lihtsalt kogun seda raha. Loomulikult peab meeles pidama seda, et inflatsioon sööb seda samal ajal. Siis juba need numbrid on tihtipeale numbrid, mida inimestel ei ole arvetel. Nüüd, kui panna veel juurde siia, kuidas? Keegi ütles midagi, ei olnud. Siis hakkan hulluks minema. Siis samamoodi 5. aasta lõpuks plaan 1 puhul on siis kasum kuskil 214 000 ja plaan 2 puhul on siis kasum kuskil 225 000. See on siis põhimõtteliselt see konto väärtus, mis siin on, see on 268 000 ja teisel juhul on 320 000 miinus kulud, mis siis 5 aasta peale 2 roboti puhul on siis suurusjärk 15 000. Siin täpselt samamoodi, kui me vaatame 5. aasta kasumit, mis esimese plaani puhul on praegu 117 000, on põhimõtteliselt pool sellest kasumist. Ehk siis enamus kasumist tehti jälle 5. aastal. Teise variandi puhul viimase aasta kasum oli 140 000 umbes, mis teeb siis ka, sellise puhul teeb eks ole üle poole sellest summast. Samamoodi 5. aasta on jälle see, kust tuleb enamus sellest kasumist. See on see, kuidas liitintress töötab. Ta peab lihtsalt jõudma mingisugusele tasemele välja ja siis ta hakkab nagu lumepall lihtsalt veerema. Nii, lähme edasi. Vaatame siis ka graafiliselt, võrdleme neid. See on siis Peeter ja need on siis Taavi ja Mari. Milline plaan teile nendest 4 kõige rohkem sümpatiseerib? Kellele meeldib plaan number 1? Jah. Okei, kellele meeldib plaan 2? Nii, hakkab tulema. Kellele meeldib plaan 3? Nii, siis see, ütleme, see on plaan 3, kollane on plaan 3. Nii, ja kellele meeldib roheline? Ikka meeldib. Okei, hästi. Siin on ikka küsimus, kumb on tähtsam, kas tootlus või konto suurus? Teil kõigil on tegelikult õigus, aga kõige rohkem õigus on sinul. Ehk siis mõlemad on ülitähtsad. Konto suurus aitab liitintressil kiiremini tööd teha. Ja loomulikult, et üldse liitintress saaks tekkida, on vaja tootlust. Et mina isiklikult võtaksin selle rohelise siit, mis sest, et protsentuaalselt on nagu tootlus väiksem, aga summaliselt on see number suurem. Ja see on nagu 320 000 versus 270 000, et see on ikkagi oluline erinevus juba sees. Nii, järgmised sammud. On vaja siis kaardistada enda hetkeseis, millised on sinu kulud, millised on sinu tulud, kas on mingisugused asjad, mida sa saad tagasi tõmmata kulude poole pealt ja kas on mingisugused võimalused, kuidas sa saad enda tulusid tõsta, näiteks teha ületunde, õppida juurde mingisugune lisa skillset või siis kas või hakata Auvoria Prime'is äri ehitama. Teine asi, kasuta purkide meetodit. Loodan, et kõik tegid pilti sellest, kui Kristin tegi oma esitluse, sellepärast, et see on tõesti väga hea ja lihtne süsteem. Täiesti no-brainer. 10% siia, 10% sinna ja nii edasi ja nii edasi. Ja need protsendid ei ole selles suhtes kivisse raiutud, kellel on suurem sissetulek, ta võib ka panna, ma ei tea, 20-30% oma sissetulekust investeeringutesse, mitte 10%. Et see on nagu igaühe individuaalne. Siis vähemalt peaks olema siis investeeringud ja lõbu. Järgmine asi, koosta investeerimisplaan. Pane endale kindlasti paika ajahorisont, mis on nagu see miinimumaeg, mis sa tahad nagu millega tegeleda. Vali endale instrument. AP robotid on üks nendest, neid on iga kinnisvara, laenud, mis iganes, neid võimalusi on palju. Mina isiklikult olen valinud AP just sellepärast, et tootlused on kõrged ja kui on natuke kannatlikkust, siis see tasub ennast ära. Kinnisvaras sul on vaja kindlasti rohkem kapitali ja mulle isiklikult ei meeldi näiteks laenud. Need lihtsalt ajavad närvi mind, ütleme niimoodi. Loomulikult siis tuleb enda seda plaani järgida. Mis tähendab ka seda, et sa pead siis sinna kogu aeg juurde panema. See tähendab seda, et sul peab olema siis süsteem, et sul on iga kuu see raha olemas, mida sa saad sinna panna. Et ei ole sellist asja, et pesumasin läks kätki, see kuu ma ei pane seda raha sinna, et ma lähen ostan uue pesumasina. Alati on olemas mingisugune võimalus, alternatiivne võimalus, et ei tasu minna seda kõige lihtsama vastupanu teed, kus siis ma lihtsalt võtan selle raha sealt. Sa sööd enda seemne kapitali. Mine vaata Facebook Marketplace'i, seal on neid pesumasinaid siiamaani ja on inimesi, kes hea meelega annavad sulle nii sama ära, pead lihtsalt järgi minema, töötava pesumasina. Kasuta seda näiteks, lihtsalt üks näide. Järjepidevus. Alustanud on väga paljud, aga üldiselt inimesed loobuvad. Üks põhjus, miks minu jaoks see teekond võtnud nii palju aega, kui ta on võtnud, on kindlasti ka see, et ma olen korduvalt uuesti alustanud. Ma olen teinud neid samu asju, kus sa oled endale selle mingisuguse seemne kapitali loonud ja siis ma kulutan selle ära mingisuguste asjade peale. Siis läheb natuke aega mööda, saad aru, et tegin rumalasti, lasin endale jalga, hakkame uuesti, kuni lõpuks siis on see nii kinnistunud, et okei, ma leian mingisuguse alternatiivse lahenduse, mis iganes asi aga raha ei vajaks, ma ei puutu enda investeeringut. See on nagu püha leht minu jaoks. Siis kogukond, pidev teemas olemine, et see APF oleks Eesti kogukond. Minu jaoks on see nagu südamasi, et need inimesed, kes seal on, et nad saaksid ka väärtust, et nad saaksid toetust selles osas, sest et iga uue asja puhul ikkagi on vaja võib-olla natukene õppida, on vaja natuke mugavustsoonist välja tulla, siis on väga oluline, et sul on olemas toetav kogukond ja sa tead, et sa ei ole üksinda selles. Ja siis muidugi oluline arusaam, et see on teekond ja üks hetk võiks sellest saada elustiil, sest investeerimine on elustiil. Kõik inimesed, kellel on passiivne tulu ja kes elavad nagu sellest rahast, nad ei pea otseselt tööd tegema, see on nende jaoks elustiil. Nad mõtlevad hoopis teistmoodi, käituvad hoopis teistmoodi. Ka Harv Ekeri raamat räägib sellest väga palju, et lihtsalt kogu nende mindset ja mõtlemismaailm on teistsugune. Ja sellepärast nad ongi selle, sellepärast nad ka suudavad seda säilitada. Sest on hästi palju edukaid inimesi, kes on oma raha korduvalt kaotanud, enne kui nad on lõpuks jõudnud sinna punkti, kus nad oskavad ka seda hoida. Ja üks viis siis, kuidas mitte oma raha kaotada esimese korraga, on kasutada Harv Ekeri seda purkide meetodit. Jah, ma olen tuntud selle poolest, et lõpud on kiired. Et kas kellelgi küsimusi tekkis? Et ühesõnaga on järjepidevust ja on vaja midagi teha. Paljud inimesed mõtlevad seda, et kardavad raha kaotamist, et kui ma investeerin, siis ma äkki jään sellest rahast ilma. Jah, see oht on alati olemas, et sa võid mingisuguse kaotuse saada, aga mis on alternatiiv? Sa nagunii jääd sellest rahast lõpuks ilma. Sa kas kulutad selle kuskile, hauda seda kaasa võtta ei saa, aga mina näen, et pigem on mõistlik võtta see 5-10 aastat selleks, et töötada ennast ülesse, ehitada endale portfell, mille sa saad ka pärast edasi pärandada. Minu jaoks isiklikult on nagu see palju lahedam viis elada, kui see, et ma elan hirmus, et ma kaotan või jään millegist ilma. Nii, aga jah. Kas see oli äkki 1500 umbes või? Kui ma alustasin, siis ma alustasin kuskil 2000-ga. ja see oli see aeg, kui Ukraina sõda hakkas. Ja siis kohe sain oma esimesed risted sealt kätte, selles mõttes. Aga see ongi nagu, see kõik on, kaotused on osa sellest mängust. Sul ei ole võimalik, ükski süsteem, ükski kaupleja ei ole 100% täpne, selles mõttes alati tuleb mingisuguseid selliseid olukordi ette. Ja see ei kehti ainult Forexis, see kehtib igal pool. Kinnisvara, mis iganes, alati on riskid olemas. Okei, me oleme siin olnud päris pikalt. Ma nüüd kutsuksin Davori uuesti lavale. Et nagu te kõik ilmselt olete praeguseks aru saanud, on Auvorias ka siis äritegemise või ettevõtluse võimalus olemas. Ja Davor räägib siis sellest lähemalt.
All right, guys. Are you tired? No? Not yet. All right. I'm a little bit tired after the lunch, but now I'm going to bring up the energy back. So we're going to wrap it up with what is most important. Not most important, but most like fun part for me. Because I was in a situation when my friend, and he's one of the co-developers of the software, reached out to me. I lost all my money in crypto. So I was not at the right time, right place, and right account size or pocket size to start. And I see a lot of people in that stage also, and especially in the Eastern Balkan region, because, monthly salary is 500, 600 euros out there. So it's tough for some people to start off. But as Tony Robbins said, there's never lack of resources, only lack of resourcefulness. If you find a way to make something, you're going to figure it out, right? So a lot of times when I speak with people, they say, yes, but I don't have any money right now. Let me save money for 6 months and I'll come. All right. So, okay. Have you been saving money so far? Yes. And you don't have any money? Yes. No. All right. How is that work better for you than in the next 6 months? What's going to change? What will you change? I don't know. Well, I'm offering the change. You just have to be willing to accept my hand and take it. And that's why I realized that doing the same thing over and over again, we cannot create a different life. Are you agreeing with me? This is like normal logic. So with this, we're going to tell you how to create a better life with this platform. When I started with Auvoria Prime, as Bill said in the beginning, we all started as one group using one software with one of his ex-partners. And this guy was scamming us all the time. So we left. And this guy is still scamming people. People are all around. He has company and going selling signals. And they're still, scamming people. Just today, when I was in the back, one of their customers reached out to me. I blown all my money 2 times with them. And that's it. And no more. And they're still to continue to do that. And I said, I don't want to go with that path to scam people just to make money. Don't want to go over corpses to be rich. I want to do the things the right way. If you help people to change their life, you will be rewarded anyway. If you do it the wrong way, it will be returned either on your health, on your children. Karma always finds a way, right? So let's say you all want to start with using any of the tools. For those who are not using them right now, not the customers. And would you like to have an account of $10,000? You would. $50,000? $100,000? So imagine the account you saw. I don't know how much back I have to go, Jaak, to show one of the accounts. Let me try to figure it. Okay, all right. Want to find one particular account. Yeah, this account, right? So this guy didn't have money to start. He only had 1,000. And he was with us for 5 months. And we're sitting down. He says this is not working for me. I'm like, why is it not working for you? Because it costs me more to be here than I make. I'm like, well, that's not our problem. That's your problem. Because your problem is you don't have enough money. But we can help you solve this problem. He's like, how? I said, do you know people who want to make money with this? Show them what we got. And he was like, yeah, but I need to have my own results. And then things would change. But you have results, but with 1,000. Yeah, another excuse. When I approach people and I show them $1,000 account, they will say, oh, if you trust that so much, why didn't you put in more money? I'm like, but tell them, do not be egoistic. Tell them, that's all I got. And this is where I'm starting from. This is where I'm coming. You know Herbalife? Somebody who's like big starts there. And he tells that to a friend, like, "Oh, why are you not skinny?" Well, it takes time, right? You cannot lose it just like that. You say before and after. So I started with what I got, and I'm going where I'm going, right? And this guy, he's sitting down with me, literally on the edge to cry, because he was working on weddings. He was like, he's a waiter. He works on weddings on weekends. That's all the money he makes. He couldn't find a job. And he's like a little bit of negative personality. So, you know, if you are a waiter in the restaurant, you need to be polite and smile. And nobody wants him to work like that. So like, you know, grumpy all the time. And I told him, well, what's your assets? What do you have? What do you possess? He's like, I have a car, 5,000 euros. All right, what else? What's in your possession? What's in your ownership? I have an apartment. All right. How much is it worth? 150,000 euros. All right. Do you have any mortgage on it? I do, 40,000. All right. If you pay that off, you have 110,000. You leave 10, 20,000 on the side. Leave 20,000 on the side. Invest that money. This is what I would do. I told him I would sell the apartment. I would invest 80, 90,000 euros and leave that money for 5 years. In 5 years, just sticking with the process and just calculating 4, 5, 6% annually, monthly, you'll make $1 million in 5 years. It's like, that's impossible. Bro, you've been with us for 5 months. You've seen that it's creating results. It doesn't matter if it's $1,000 account or it's $100,000 account. Software works. And he's like, yeah, but you know, that's like in Balkan, if you do that, you're an idiot. All right, let me ask you this. You're smart, right? Yes, all right. Can you come to your apartment, scrape the wall, and eat it? I can't. Can you pull out one brick from your apartment and pay for your food or for your vacation? I can't. Then you're an idiot. Maybe I'm an idiot, but I have cash flow. You're smart, but you don't have any money. I'm like, you're right. So he was thinking, it was not an easy decision. He was thinking about this for 2 months. And he said, I'm selling it. To hell with it, I'm selling it. Guys, he made 67,000 euros in 1 year. There's no apartment that can worth $500,000 that can bring you that money in 1 year. He makes, you've seen these results, 1 month, almost 10%. That's 10,000 euros on 90,000 when he had 90,000. So 10,000 euros in 1 month. He didn't lift a finger. He didn't touch anything. And here, he was touching trades, and that's why he had least trades. He would make 4% here and over 5% here if he wouldn't touch the trades. I told him, leave the software to work. You see what happened? He left it to work with the updated versions. So just wanted to show you that. And also wanted to show you one more thing. All right. Yeah, did you get out Chef's account 400%? Yeah, you real account, but should be in here. It's not. Yeah, no, you should have left it. Here's why. That account has hole here. 6 months unprofitable in 1 year. Like this, then makes it back in 3 months, then loses again. 25% loss because he was doing a little bit aggressive. And then he returned back. In 4 years, he made 433%. But in that first fall, that's when most people quit. Second fall, the rest quit. The only ones who stick with the process remain. He made 433% in 4 years. That's over 100% every year with included losses. And that's why I'm saying this is to realize this is not overnight. You remember what I said in the beginning, Jim Simmons? It took 20, 30, 40 years to get that money, yeah? So it's do we want this? Do we want money work for us? If you do, and you don't have maybe the resources right now, I'll show you how I started and why I started doing this industry. And that's the third industry that we spoke about. That's affiliate marketing. We connected the business model, which the most successful companies in the world have, connected it right with this model of trading so we can offer this to our customers. So in the time when Dominic called me, I said, but I don't have investment capital. I lost 35,000 euros on crypto. I'm dry out now. And he asked me this. All right, do you know 30 people that want to make money in their sleep, passive income? I said, I don't. I know 300. He's like, all right, let's go. I'll show you how to make money with this. And my first goal was $1,000 account. Second goal was 5,000. Third goal was 10,000, then 50, then 100. I had total over 130,000 euros on my accounts. Then I started playing manually. If I wouldn't play manually with them, I would have over $200,000 of account now. But luckily, I know how to make that money back. It's with using the softwares and using the opportunity. Well, if you don't have any like bigger capital to start off, doesn't matter. Start with what you got. Because a lot of people say, oh, I'll come back when I have money. Well, what you're doing right now is not like serving you, right? Because you don't have any money right now. So you need something you need a vehicle, you need opportunity, you need something else. Are you going to sell something, do some service, or you're going to do a second job to make that money? Or you can use the opportunity, what we got. Question would be how to make that money. But before we ask ourselves how, people always say, okay, people always start with how I will do it. Sorry, they put how in here. It's not how you will do it. How doesn't matter. Why is important. Why are you doing something? Not because of Auvoria Prime, not because of using software. It's because creating the lifestyle, the goals in your life, the dreams that you want to create, but you forgot about them because you have what? Life circumstances around you, problems, lack of funds, whatever it is in your life. It's called life. And you get off the track by chasing your dreams and by getting there. When you know your why, then how comes. How is easy when you know your why. If you know why are you doing that, you will not quit. Most of people quit. There would not be any winner or any champion in the world if they quit after they lost first game, after they got beaten in the ring, after they lost their first race, stuff like that. Am I right? Pick up yourself and go over again, go over again. And before I learned, just interesting, don't laugh, this was me before, 20 years ago, but this is like all I cared was about, having some good car and drive some Honda Civic and partying every weekend, getting drunk every weekend. This was like, I was all about that. I didn't care about life, had no goals, living from paycheck to paycheck. Then after that, I got employed. This is my ex-colleague, got employed in this office. And my parents were really happy. I was working in 2008, started working in a company from Monday to Friday, had an official phone. Official phone is the worst evil you can have when you're working for someone else. You know why they give you the official company phone? Because they can call you at 3 a.m. and you have to pick it up. Official company car is also the worst piece of shit you can have in your life if you're working for somebody. You know why? Because when your boss tells you on vacation in 3 a.m., hey, get in the car and come back. You need to come because he's paying for the car and the phone. And I had that. And my parents were happy because I had a really good, decent job in an office. And then somebody came to me and said, hey, can you come to one presentation with me? I came to a presentation. I was like completely negative about it. And I was like sitting in the back row. I was like, all right, what are these guys going to talk about today? What are they going to hear? And this are all positive, talking about opportunities, how to make money. It was one nutrition company. So I'm like, all right, these guys are something that I want to become better because they're talking about success, making money, living life, traveling. I wanted to do that, but with 800 euros per month, you can't do shit. Nothing. What can you do? Pay for the apartment, pay for the food, maybe go to cinema or one evening or one Saturday out, and that's it. That's life, and that's what is it called? Hamster wheel. We'll talk about that. So I was raised in a box mentality in a small town. Also, do they teach you in Estonia also get good grades to be able to succeed in life? Well, that's false. I never liked to learn, and good grades doesn't mean that you're going to succeed in life. Finish college. Do they tell that also here? and potentially get employed in a government company or in the government somewhere. Police, hospitals, firemen. That's good because it's safe. So they sell you a lie to be safe. That's not being safe. That's being closed in the box. You see cops who work on the border. He spends his whole lifetime in a box. Tin can. That's the life. And I dropped out of college. I went 1 year in college. My parents had a family business. We had a night bar, a restaurant, and a coffee shop. And we were slaves of this business. I said, it doesn't matter if we make money with this. I'm not free with this. I don't want to be from morning till 3 a.m. into this. And sometimes till 8 a.m. That's slavery. That's not ownership. And I dropped out of college because that college was teaching me how to ruin that business. I went into hospitality college. And I said, like, after 1 year to my father, if I apply what they are teaching me, we are out of business in 3 months. These guys don't know what they're talking about. Because these professors never, owned a bar, never owned a restaurant. And they teach you how to run it. Doesn't work. I said, like, okay, I'm dropping out. And I'm not sorry, never. And I tried to work many jobs to find myself, try different opportunities. And then I met the industry of network marketing and personal development, which Kristin talked about. And I was also on coaching with Harv Eker, Success Resources. Then started working closely for Tony Robbins. He's organizing his events. He has events this weekend in Köln, Germany. And I started speaking across the stages, learning about this. This is a Tony Robbins event also. I started learning more than I was ever learning in school. You know why? Because you're transforming into a better person. Because I've seen if I want to become something I was never before, I have to change who I am now. You cannot just make money and have the same mentality. You will get this back. That's why all people who win the lottery get money, spend. That's it, because they don't grow the mindset. And in this industry, we teach both things. We teach people how to develop. And from there on, I pivoted to this, to have freedom of choice. That's my why. Because working when you want, with who you want, from where you want, and being able to travel. If you like traveling, well, yes, that's great. I love to travel, but for traveling requires what? Mucho dineros, right? So therefore, you have to have a way to make that money. This is all in the past 4 years. And here's Bill. I'm here. We took an ATV ride down the Mexico canyons for 2 hours. Like we came all dusty. Like even the black guys were white of the dust. And we had fun, like in Mexico, in Miami, in Tenerife, all around the world, in Dubai. We got to travel with this company all around the world. And we have also incentive for the next year. But it has helped me to make above average profits or income, not profit, this is income, in the past 4.5 years, more than I would be ever making with my school finished and with anything that I knew that was familiar to me in that period. And I saw the best thing in it. And you know why? The money is just a result of helping enough number of people. And trust me, when you get someone that sends you a message, thank you, this has been the best decision of my life for joining you and collaborating with you and working with you, you're changing my life. That's the best reward. Money is just a consequence of the result you're doing for the people. And if you serve enough number of people, well, you can have this lifestyle. You can have the Wi-Fi lifestyle, money coming in from all around the world. I don't need anything else besides mobile phone and laptop. And I can do it from anywhere I want. I've been on the road for 10 days in plane, in ship, in train, and I'm still making money off of that. Even if I stop working, I'll be still having passive income. You know why? Because customers are satisfied and are making money. That's the reason why they're staying. And that's just the cherry on the top. If you make money or money, if you're a satisfied customer, say it to someone, refer to a friend. Because why? Well, people online are becoming millionaires just by using some product or service and showing it to the people. Millionaires. And we have the same opportunity because this industry, like Binance, Uber, PayPal, Amazon, Revolut, Airbnb, pays out weekly $890 million in commissions. To who? Not Jeff Bezos, not Elon Musk, like people like us who say, hey, I got something interesting, you need to see this. When I started this, I got 20 of my friends joining me in the very first 2 weeks. I didn't even have the software connected. It's not about your results. People tell me, hey, but I need to see my results. No, you don't. But I do. No, you don't. I didn't have the software for 3 weeks. And I was making already passive income from business. Here's why. Because everybody is making money. People in the company, our users are making money. If you go into our group, you see there's Jaak, there's this one, there's that one, there's that one, like people from all around the world posting their results. And my conclusion is, if it's working for them, well, I'm not going to be the only one that it's not working for. Logically, it should work for me, right? Does it make sense? I just started. And I said, oh, works like for these guys. Same thing. It's not, cannot be different. If you're using the same settings, doesn't matter what's your account size, you're going to make money off of that. Just respect the developer settings. And the hardest thing in this industry of all, and there's a lot of, as Bill said, scams, especially in Forex and crypto, because there's money around, and there's money around, there's scammers circling around. Right now, when I was sitting down, my friend is texting me, are you writing me from TikTok? I'm like, why would I write you from TikTok? I got your WhatsApp number. But you're asking me for money there. I'm like, you're a retard. You know that it's not me. So I tell him like, hey, look, this is my account. And I go check 15 fake accounts of me. Imposters. Copying my content and trying to scam people to send them money. And that's why there's a lot of scams around them. I tell them, hey, just do a video call. You're going to see that it's some dude from Nigeria, not me. So it's really hard in this industry to find a real stable, sustainable company that enables its users to earn passive income. In most of the companies in our industry, it's when you have started the business or joined or, invested, whatever you want to call it, you must recruit in order to make money because that's the only way they make money. And it's called a Ponzi scheme. Maybe you heard about it. Yeah, it's getting investors to invest money to be paid from. You don't have to do anything here. You can trade your money, make money off of that, and not say to a single person, but I call that being selfish. Yes. Why wouldn't I tell my friends that I got the opportunity for them to make money? But we are a company that has over 90% customers. Most of the companies have 90% of affiliates to be recruiting in order to make money. Here, Goran, he makes $10,000 per month not recruiting anybody. He vanishes for 1 month, comes back, he made $10,000. Didn't say to a single soul. That's the difference between us and the other companies. But if you know people who want to make money, passive income, make money literally when they wake up, is you will get paid every time somebody uses your link. Same as Revolut. You send a link. Revolut says, send to your friends, earn, what, 90 euros? 40? How much? 50 euros. I don't know. They change the rewards all the time. That's the same here. Send a link to somebody. He buys, uses for himself. Company's going to pay you. They don't do commercials on TV like Coca-Cola does. Why? Because they want the user experience. And the best thing you can do is test it out for yourself. And if you have a user experience, of course, it's way better than listening to a commercial from somebody who hasn't used it. If they use social trading, you get $75. Weekly, if you have 2 or more customers, you get between $100 to $150. But here's the interesting part. I have a friend in Serbia. He does internal works like painting, doing knauf, and all this stuff, electricity. So he got a couple of friends inside, and he's making $1,200 a month. He goes away for 2 months to work on a building, doesn't come here at all. Like just now and then sends a message, how's everything going? And he's still making $1,200 passively, $300 every Friday. He comes back, gets more customers in, he makes more money. But when he goes away, he's still making money because he makes passive income. Company will pay you. If you have, let's say, 12 customers, 12 people, and if they refer someone, you're going to be making $125 every Friday. We get paid every Friday. In 4.5 years, the company was never late for one day. It's really hard in this industry. As Bill said, previous companies that we started, we met with, they cut off paying us. We had to argue with them to get our deserved money. It's a huge difference. 70 people, you can make $2,000 per month. That's one more salary aside of the income here. What's that? That's 1,800, 850 euros, dollars. And there's no limit. You can make more of that. So this is a very good part. And potential is, if you know people that want to make money, then just show them how we do it. And they will decide, will they do it or not. Some will say yes, some will say no. But if they say no, they didn't say no to you, they didn't understand. You remember the 3 reasons why people don't start with us. They didn't understand the opportunity, how they can make money. And on top of that, if you bring enough number of customers, by end of this year, you can qualify to get a free incentive trip. Know where? Let me show you. So next year in April, we're heading on this cruise ship and be visiting these cities. So guys, if you like to make money, have fun, travel the world, I think this is the best opportunity that you can have, because getting paid for all of that is something that you cannot expect on a normal job. Even if you're a business owner, you still have to be in that business. Dentists, they make really good money, do they? Right? They make really good money. But if he doesn't fix teeth, he doesn't make money. Correct? Yes or yes? Yes, of course. Here, this guy doesn't come here, show up for 3 months. He's still making $1,200 per month, which is twice of the salary in Serbia. He's making double salary in Serbia by doing nothing afterwards. And I want to wrap up with this. Like, do you know about this? I talked about this. Hamster wheel. Is this the life you already know? Every day is the same. Risk of heart attack is increased in Monday morning by 87%. Why is that? Because people go to the jobs they hate, make money that's not enough for them, watch the colleagues that they hate. So like everything is they don't like, but they do it anyway. Why? Because there's bills to pay at the end of the month or beginning of the middle of the month, whatever it is. Correct? So if this is the life, or you already know, everything is the same. You're in a loophole, in hamster wheel. I don't know if I'm talking in general. I'm not pointing out at anybody, but I know how it is all around the world. What will change if you remain the same like this? What will change in the next 5 years? I want you to think about it. What will change in your life if you just remain the same? Have one thing in mind. This gap is getting bigger and bigger every year. So inflation is kicking in this. So what will change? Or what can change if you say yes right now or tomorrow and start with us and create a different life? If I didn't start with this, I would still be driving a shitty car, living in a shitty apartment, wouldn't travel to, I don't know, Dubai, Miami, Orlando, I don't know where I was, Mexico, Tenerife. Just in the last 2 years, 3 years. Been several times to a really exotic destination that I couldn't never imagine that I would go to if I had just one salary, one job. So think about what can change for better and what do you want to change? What change you want to make in your life? You have paper notes, you should think about it and write it down today. By the end of this day, take a picture of this and think about what do you want to change in your life. and what can change, what is possible to change. And what are you willing to invest to make that change? Nothing comes without a sacrifice. Here's the thing. Either you invest invest time, or you invest money. Those two things. You invest one or another one. I didn't have the money at the beginning to start. I invested my time. My time is money. So I invested my time, I got money. And now money is saving me time. And for the amount of money I was able to make with Auvoria Prime in the last 4.5 years in Croatia, I would have to work about 23, 24 years. So I saved roughly 15 years of my life of work just by accepting this opportunity. Now, ask yourself, what can it do for you? Because if you don't change, nothing will change. Some people don't want to change. They are staying in their comfort zone, but nothing grows there. Nothing gets bigger out of there. And when I was on one seminar called Millionaire Mind Intensive, I saw that I was doing everything completely wrong. Through this industry, I saw I was doing things completely wrong. And I said, I need something to be better. But things will not get better if you remain the same. Doing over and over same things every day and expecting different results is called what? Einstein said.
Definition of madness.
Yeah, definition of insanity. You're insane if you think that you're going to do everything every day the same and have different results. Not going to happen. Jim Rohn said, for things to change, you have to change. So if you're looking for a better change, better life quality, more money, more freedom, more time in your life, you're all done. Thank you.
Kes tuleb minuga kruiisile? Väga lahe. Väga hea. Ei, kevadel siis. Väga lahe. Mina igatahes ootan seda kruiisi juba pikisilmi. Kõik üritused, kus ma olen käinud varasemalt, on olnud tõesti väga ägedad, sest et see seltskond lihtsalt, see on nii nii-öelda üles tõstev ja elamusi pakub. Sellest räägin, siis tuleb kananahv peale juba positiivses mõttes. Okei. Meil on siia lõppuga siis väikene loos. 3 raamatut. Et see on siis, nagu Davor ütles, on vaja midagi teha selleks teistmoodi, et asjad muutuksid. Ja miks ma siis valisin just selle konkreetse raamatu, ongi sellepärast, et 2016 oli siis see raamat, see, mis minu jaoks muutis kõike. Ma sain aru, et ma tahan sellest samast oravaratest välja saada ja et ma pean selleks enda elus siis tegema muutused. Praegu ma loodan, et te saite siin täna aru, et see on nüüd üks sellistest kohtadest, kus on võimalik teha see otsus, et okei, ma näen asjad töötavad, ma teen selle otsuse, ma lähen sellega kaasa ja ma siis nii-öelda jään selle juurde, mitte niimoodi, et kuu aja pärast, ma ei viitsi. Et see lihtsalt ei toimi. Nii, aga siis teeme siis sellise eriefektidega loosimise siia lõppu. Küll tänapäeval mõeldakse ägedaid asju välja. Nii, et siis keegi arvaks, et siin mingi sobi tegemine on, et või on mingisugused eelnevad kokkulepped. Käisid vahepeal siin arvutis või? Nii. Võtta ma panen siis vajutame siia peale, jah? Hästi. Nii. Kes see saab? Kes see saab? No. Palun. Et siis kindlasti hakka seda kohe lugema. Nii, vaatame, kes see järgmine õnnelik on. Remove. Nii, võtan uuesti. Kes on järgmine õnnelik? No. Teele. Teeme uue katse. Nii. Uus katse. Nagu öeldakse, 50% võitu on juba see, kui sa kohale tuleb. Kõik hakkab sellest. Nii, eemaldame siis teile siit nimekirjast. Uus katse. No nii. Aga Hendrikut ei ole siin. Ma pean sellest pilti tegema, talle saatma. Ma teen sellest pildi, saadan talle, millest ilma jäi. Nii. Asitõendid. Olgu, eemaldame tema ka siis. Järgmine. No nii. Andres lahkus lõuna ajal. Olgu. Nii, kiirendame tempot. Kas kuskil on mingisugune kaamera või midagi? Aha, väga lahe. Mõlemad maarid on K-ga või? Jomma ei joo. Teeme niimoodi, et üks loeb läbi ja annab teisele lugeda.
Üks elab Eestis ja USA-s.
Okei, sina oskad inglise keelt teeme. Ma annan sulle inglisekeelse versioonis. Jah, palun. Nagu öeldakse, lubadustest tuleb kinni pidada. Nii, eemaldame siis.
Yes!
Väga lahe. Manifesteerimine töötab. No nii, kõik on oma raamatud kätte saanud. Ja üks asi veel, siis ma lubasin kindlasti, kui mul mind hakatakse taga ajama. Kristin, saad sa teha sellest slaidist pilti? Sellepärast, et siis Million Mind kirjastus sponsoreeris need 3 raamatut ja kõigil on siis võimalik kuni 15. septembrini saada -20%-ga kõik raamatud, mis neil siis veebilehel olemas on. Et siis... Kuidas? Just täpselt, et see siis million.ee on see veebiaadress, kus kohast siis on võimalik minna endale neid raamatuid tellida. Kas kellelgi küsimusi on praegu? Ei ole. Siis suhtlen edasi. Ma loodan, et teil oli tänasest üritusest kasu, et te saite endale midagi siit kaasa, saate kaasa võtta, jah? Kuidas? Ja just täpselt nagu Bill ütles, siis 90% on lihtsalt kliendid. 10% on siis need, isegi tegelikult on see number isegi väiksem, on siis need, kes teevad ka seda ärina, kes siis tahavad oma kontosi kiiremini kasvatada, kes tahavad siis kiiremini jõuda oma eesmärkideni. Aga siis minu poolt aitäh, et te tulite. Bill and Davor, can you come up on stage and Kristin also? Yeah.